overcast and unseasonably cool in Los Angeles, where two American Conference powers, the Bills and the Raiders, are ready to meet. Good afternoon, everyone. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. The Raiders are still smarting from that 51-3 loss to Buffalo in the AFC Championship game last January. Raiders coach Art Shell wanted no talk about revenge this week. Big Art says revenge takes away from concentration, and that loses football games, Trump. But you know the Raiders want this bad.
Yeah, they do want it bad, but you can never look back in the NFL. I mean, you got 7 days to recover, even from the AFC Championship game. So this week, the Los Angeles Raiders players and their coaches have only looked ahead. If you look back to last year, the Raiders not only lost the championship game, but the defense of the Raiders gave up 89 points to the Buffalo Bills in 1990.
The Bills come in here pumped. They've got their best player on defense back, the Grace Bruce Smith, who led the way last week in a win over the New York Jets as the Bills captured their 4th consecutive American Conference Eastern title. Smith did suffer a poke in the eye, though, Trump, but appears to be okay.
Will wear a shield today. Took a time off in Buffalo this week during practice. Really didn't extend himself too much. And, of course, when you've got this guy in your defense, he's a magnet for the offensive players. He draws pass protection. He singles up other guys on the defense. Last year's most valuable defensive player. And still, the Buffalo Bills are 11-2 without him.
And right now, it's the Raiders who've won the toss. The Bills will kick it off as we're ready to play football here in the Coliseum. Upwards of 85,000 are expected. The Bills have beaten the Raiders the last 3 times they've played. Those last 3 meetings in Buffalo. Bills have not played here in the Coliseum since '87 when the Raiders won handily. Brad Delwizo from UCLA ready to kick it off. The Bills with the luxury of a roster spot for a man who's a pure kickoff man. Delwizo hits it hard. Napoleon McCallum and Jamie Holland are back, and Delwizo booms it 8 yards deep. And McCallum from the Naval Academy elects not to bring it out. So the game begins with the Raiders going on offense 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. There is their offensive line. It's only allowed 2 sacks in the last 3 games. Wilkerson, Wisniewski, a Pro Bowler last season. Mosbar, one of the best centers. Montoya, standout at right guard, the former Bengal, and right tackle. Schrader at quarterback has had interception problems. He's coming off a bad game at San Diego. Raiders did win it. Smith and Craig, the starting runners. Galton, Fernandez, wideouts. Ethan Horton's the tight end. He's caught 40 so far this year. They could go to him a lot. Roger Craig gets into the left side of the Bills defense. And the Bills, who had their best game against the run versus the Jets a week ago, stop it cold. Leon Seals, their best run stopper at left end, made the tackle. Up front along with Jeff Wright and Bruce Smith. The linebackers, Talley, Bailey, Conlon, and Bennett, all having standout years. Everybody had to pick it up a notch with the absence of Bruce Smith for almost 12 games. But now the big eraser is back. The big play man. And the Bills are quick to say it's loosened up the whole defense. They can take more chances now because Smith makes up for mistakes. On 2nd down, Schrader with a rollout, a throw and a catch as he gets the ball downfield to the 34-yard line. The ball is taken there for an 11-yard gain by the tight end Ethan Horton. And Trump, Bills protesting it skipped in on the 1 hop. Let's watch.
You know, Don, you don't normally see Jay Schrader run a lot of bootlegs. They like to keep him in the pocket. There's Leonard Smith, 46 on Horton. He may have a point. That ball did appear to pop loose, but I think the Raiders watching the Jets last week, O'Brien likes to roll out a lot. Nice first down pickup. The Raiders told us during the week they want to be patient. That's one of the most difficult things the Raiders can possibly do, and I think we've got a review here, Don.
Maybe it did come in on the 1 hop. Dick Hantax, the referee.
From behind the play, watch his underneath his right arm. Does that ball come loose?
Yeah.
No, it looks like he's got it cradled in his left arm.
I'd have to see it again before you can say for sure. Opening moments of the game and a disputed catch. Royal Cathcart is the man in the booth on replay.
Tough to see anything different there. So Royal Cathcart, the replay guy, has nothing to overturn. I think he has the ball in his left hand. You see, he's got it cradled there. And Leonard, It looks to me like he's got his left arm under. That's not enough to overturn it.
Play stands is called on the field. Completed pass. First down.
And that's the way it'll be. Play stands with 13:37 to go in the first quarter. Ethan Horton makes an 11-yard catch. A first down for the Raiders. They now have 3 wideouts in the game. Bills are going to play their wide receivers tight. They want to bump them at the line, try to take away some of that breakaway speed. Here's Roger Craig trying to turn upfield, and Cornelius Bennett heading for first-team All-Pro honors, having his best season. He's had a good one every year. Runs down Roger Craig,
who now has more carries this year as a part-time back when he was acquired from San Francisco than he did last year with the 49ers. Of course, that's the injury to Bo Jackson. That's the injury to Marcus Allen. But he has been, to say the least, overworked to this point in the season.
He's not been in the end zone often, though. Roger Craig with just 1 touchdown this season. Raiders needing this game all the more because word has come in that Denver has won at Cleveland. The Broncos standing with a half-game lead over the Raiders pending the outcome of this game. On second down and 9, and out pattern, Goff makes the catch, and Nate Odoms puts on the strike.
Don, as I was mentioning earlier, the Raider offensive coaches kept telling us they want to be patient, take the air out of the ball, not give the Buffalo hurry-up offense many opportunities. That's probably the most difficult thing for Art Shell to admit, that he wants to be patient. This is an offense that for the last 30 years is get it down the field.
Big Art saying he wants to make Jim Kelly impatient. Standing on the sidelines, he had Kelly in the Pro Bowl and just raved about him, not only his ability to throw the ball, but his intellect on the field. He said he is truly one of the great ones, but he does want to score points and move the ball, and we want him itching on the sidelines. We want to control the clock if we can. On third down and 3, the Bills shut down Roger Craig for no gain back at the 41-yard line. It was number 78, the great Bruce Smith, making the play. And so the Raider drive stalls, and they'll have to punt the ball.
What kind of team is it when you lose the league's most valuable defensive player for 12 weeks and you're 11-2? I mean, Bruce Smith is an important part of this football team. But the Buffalo Bills are talented throughout. They've won without Kelly. They've won without Bruce Smith. They can win just about anywhere.
Jeff Gossett, one of the very best. And his net punting average is almost 39 as Clifford Hicks, number 27, awaits the return for the Bills. Gossett booms a long punt that Hicks will let roll, and Gossett's ball hits down the sideline and goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 57 yards and out of bounds at the 2, as good as it gets for a punter. The Bills start out when we come back, but deep in their own end.
This is our vision of what a luxury sedan should be. Not because it offers rich leather.
By punter Jeff Gossett of the LA Raiders has set the Bills back in their own end at the 2-yard line.
Don, I noticed at the outset here that the Raiders are going with a 4-2-5. 21. Greg Lewis is the addition, the 5th defensive back for the Raiders.
Bills go to the run, and Thurman Thomas, who Art Shell of the Raiders says is a player that has to be accounted for on every down. Somebody has to be specifically assigned to him, oftentimes more than one person. Golick and Greg Townsend made the stop as the Bills now work the no-huddle. Right back into alignment, right back to Thurman Thomas, and not much there as he runs on 2nd and 6 for a couple of yards out to the 7-yard line. Trump.
Nolan Harrison makes the tackle. My comment here is Buffalo must have outstanding and unbelievable confidence in this hurry-up offense, doing it from their own 3-yard line. Very dangerous.
Third down. Bills need about 5.
Oh. Right.
And so the Raiders are set to get excellent field position. McKellar, the tight end, could not hold the ball. Winston Moss was there to help him lose it, so Kelly and the Bills offense 3 downs and out on their first possession.
Boy, that's inexcusable. That ball was right in the hands of Keith McKellar, normally a very sure-handed tight end.
Tim Brown, the best punt returner in the AFC, number 81, back for Chris Moore's punt. He hits the ball high and short. Brown moves up on it at the 38. And Tim Brown takes it down the far sideline inside the 25-yard line. He'll be ruled out of bounds at the 32. The punt just 32 yards, a 7-yard return, and the Raiders with their second possession already in field goal range, albeit long range. Tim Brown moving up on a high short punt. The last time they played in January at Orchard Park, New York, the Bills had almost 400 yards offense, 6 touchdowns. Thurman Thomas had over 100 yards rushing, and that was in the first half.
Yeah, well, you don't. If you're Marv Levy, you certainly don't want the Los Angeles Raiders starting their second drive at your 32. You want your defense out there with a long drive situation, not short drive.
Jay Schroeder hands off, and it's Marcus Allen spinning into the Buffalo defense and taking it down to the 25-yard line. Shane Conlon having a standout season at inside linebacker. Number 58 makes the stop, but the Raiders run well on first down.
You know, Don, if the Raiders can get off here quick and kind of convince the Buffalo Bills that they're going to play, they'll be fine today.
We want to welcome those of you who've been watching the Pittsburgh-Houston game where the Oilers won with ease 31-6 to win the AFC Central. Here is Marcus Allen turning it outside, and he is down to the 21-yard line. He has a first down for the Raiders. This is Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. An overcast, unseasonably cool day, and the Raiders, after getting a short Buffalo punt, after stopping the Bills in their first possession, the Raiders now in range for the best place kicker in the AFC, Jeff Jager, as Big Art Shell thought it was imperative to get out in front early. They were so far behind they couldn't see up the last time they played Buffalo. Bills scoring 41 points in the first half of that AFC title game. On first down, they go back to Marcus Allen. And the man who ran here at the Coliseum for the Trojans of Southern California, ran his way to the Heisman Trophy, is taken down by Leon Seals. But the Raiders, Trump, getting yardage, going right at the Bills.
And they are being conservative. I'm trying to pick up what it appears to me. It appears to me that the Raiders are using 3 offensive tackles, Don. They're trying to unbalance the line against the Buffalo Bills. It's Reggie McElroy on the top side. Yeah, they're using an extra offensive lineman here.
That tilt formation, they've used this earlier in the year. It didn't work that well. It is right now. An overload on the right side with huge blockers just looking to power their way at the Buffalo front. As we have movement and penalty markers down before the snap of the ball. A second down and 4 play coming up. A spirited encounter already. You know the Raiders, it was the worst defeat for a Raider team in the 28 years that Al Davis has headed this club.
And I think we can pick up what the Raiders are doing here after the penalty call.
Encroachment on the defense, made contact. There is no foul on the offense as there was no play due to the encroachment. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Okay, let's try to keep track. Here's the tight end right here, Horton, and here's McElroy. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive linemen in the game here against the Buffalo Bills. And Buffalo's having a little trouble adjusting to exactly what's happening here. They're trying to spread that defense out a little bit, Don, and to this point it's worked.
A converse of the last meeting when the Raiders were totally confounded by the Buffalo no-huddle offense. But early in this game, it is the Raider offense that is taking hold as they run it down inside the 5-yard line. Marcus Allen, who missed much of the season with a knee injury and says he's still not 100%, looks in good form as he takes it ahead to the 4-yard line.
One of this game's greatest ambassadors. There's Walt Corey on the sideline, and he's got to figure out what he's going to do with his defense here with the extra offensive lineman in there. Reggie McElroy, a long-time tackle, is going to spread this defense out, give the Raiders a little better chance. Walt knows it.
Second down at the 3-yard line. swept under. He lost a yard as he's taken down almost back at the 5-yard line. Shane Conlon, number 58, was the tackler for the Bills, lead tackler.
And look what happens here. Here's Bennett. He comes right inside. Here's McElroy at the point of attack. You're supposed to get better blocking than this. Watch Bennett jump inside. Right there to be all over Marcus Allen. You hope that your blocking at the point of attack is going to be better than that.
Marcus Allen's been the offense so far, Trump. He's run the ball 5 times in this drive. Every down. Marcus Allen set 7 yards back, is the deep back. It is 3rd and goal from just inside the Bills' 5-yard line. Allen. And the Raiders are stopped and will have to send out their ace. Jeff Jaeger, he accounted for all the scoring a week ago at San Diego, and they beat the Chargers 9-3.
Good job by the people up front for the Buffalo Bills. You can see that initial move that Marcus Allen had to make. It really disrupted the timing of the play, and what a great psychological lift here for Buffalo. Stopping the Raiders, holding them to a 3-point field goal in the initial stages of a game always makes your team feel good.
Here is Jeff Jaeger. He has hit on 27 of 31 field goal tries, the leading scorer in the American Conference with 104 points. He's been virtually automatic all year. He hits a 19-yarder. And the Raiders open the scoring as they go out in front 3-0.
We were all tied up.
The sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Starter. Look for the stars and you'll find Starter. By the new Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By Head & Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And by Miller Lite. It's it, and that's that.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, almost sold out, as we check the Miller Lite 10-minute ticker. And Houston reigns as AFC Central champion, coming out of that slide to win easily over the Steelers. San Diego was leading all the way at Kansas City, but now the Chiefs have forced overtime. After Jaeger hit the field goal from 19 yards out, here's the kickoff. It's taken downfield by Al Edwards. And he breaks it across the 20-yard line out to the 25. And there the Bills will go on offense. 1st and 10. So the Bills getting substantially better field position to start this drive.
Clint Black and his music, and only Miller Lite could bring him to you.
Today, 4-man front, these 2 linebackers, and then 5 defensive backs. The extra guy is Gary Lewis. And they're going to try to do the best they possibly can to double as many people as they possibly can for the Buffalo Bills offense, Don.
And here come the Bills with the #1 offense in the National Football League. They go back to Thurman Thomas, and he takes another hard strike as he goes off tackle on the right side and gets the ball out to the 29-yard line. Nolan Harrison, that vaunted rookie, a huge one from Indiana. And Greg Townsend, the Raiders' leading sacker, were on the tackle. Thomas has now run the ball 3 times for just 9 yards. Swing pass. Thurman Thomas in the open field, but only for the moment as the Raiders close down. Thurman Thomas at the 32. And Kelly Trump is faced with a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, well, one of the things that the Bills like, though, is to lock your opponent defense onto the field. Whatever people you put in there, initially, you're going to have to stay with in these situations. So it's still a 4-2-5 for the Raiders.
Kelly takes a look, runs out of time, play fakes, and then drives upfield, diving across the 40-yard line. And he has a 1st down. And Jim Kelly is playing with a tender knee. It's not anything with ligaments or cartilage, as a bursa sac that was bothering him.
Yeah, he banged it on the turf last week against the Jets, and that is extremely sore. I mean, there's no way around it. That is real intense pain for a few minutes, but there's the quarterback with that linebacker mentality as he goes up underneath the center.
Tough as a gun, Jim Kelly. Here's a handoff, and now the Bills start to move on the Raiders following the 10-yard run.
Jim Kelly really doesn't hit the ground that hard with his knee, but it is very, very sore when you break the bursa in your knee. But he's tough enough. He'll play.
The ball advanced out now as we have 2nd down and 3 from the 49-yard line. Kelly gets time, and his throw is errant, though, as he triggers it on the far side to Al Edwards, who's been called on for an increasing role with the Bills because of the injury to Don Beebe. Al Edwards caught 9 last week against the Jets.
And you can see the attempt at double coverage there. 33. Eddie Anderson of the Raiders was underneath that receiver. Kelly just overthrew him.
Kelly's numbers not very impressive to start. 1 for 3 for 3 yards. Now an open man, but then nearly a pickoff by Winston Moss. Kelly had an open receiver, Andre Reed, running in the middle of the Raiders secondary, but Winston Moss, who's been a very important Plan B acquisition, rises up, gets a hand on the ball, and almost brought it in here, Trump.
It almost looks as if Kelly doesn't see him. This is a great play by Moss, because if he doesn't knock it away, Andre Reed makes the catch. And then did you see Ronnie Lott? A little elbow to the face of Andre Reed, just to tell him, don't come in here anymore, son.
Tim Brown is back. There's the punter, Chris Moore. He was in the World League of American Football last season. He's been a big help to the Bills. In his wisdom, Tim Brown fair catches the ball at the 5-yard line. Now the Raiders have the long field to go when we come back.
Ronnie Lott. Ooh, don't come in here. Well, Ronnie Lott's done that to a lot of people for a lot of years. One of the game's great hitters. Just a little yell in the air can serve a great purpose, too.
And one of the game's great interceptors this season. He has 7 already to lead the National Football League. His old team, the 49ers, has 10 interceptions as a team. Now the Raiders go back to the run. And look at Roger Craig high-stepping his way out to the 20-yard line. A gain of 12 yards and a first down. Leonard Smith, one of the safeties, finally got him.
Again, now you can see the attempt by the Raiders to spread this defense. Only this time they use 2 tight ends. McElroy is out of the game, and it's man-on-man blocking up front. And the front 3 do an excellent job. Mosbar, Wisniewski, and Montoya really clear it out there for Roger Craig.
3:08 to go, first quarter. Raiders lead the game 3-0 on a 19-yard Jaeger field goal off their second possession. Cutting back, Roger Craig working hard, and he gets ahead on a first down carry for about 4. Now while we have a moment, let's go to New York to NFL Live. Bob?
Don, here's the big play for Kansas City. Once they trailed 14-0. Then off this play-action fake by the replacement quarterback Mark Vlasic, and then the 16-yard touchdown pass to Harvey Williams, they took a 17-14 lead. San Diego came back and tied the game on a 28-yard John Carney field goal with 11 seconds left in regulation. Now with 11 minutes left in overtime, they're even up at 17.
Thank you, Bob. Back at the Coliseum. The Raiders have the ball. 2nd down and 6 coming up for Jay Schroeder. Staying with a conservative ground game. Now ready to put the ball up. And he makes the throw. It's lost and fumbled out of bounds. Looked like a catch. Steve Smith was hit hard by Shane Conlon.
I think they're going to count that as a catch.
These guys go way back together to Penn State. They played on that national championship team of Joe Paterno's. They were co-captains.
Again, Jay Schroeder on kind of the half roll. Yeah, I think that's a catch and a fumble. And he can't gain any yards on it, but
Back to the spot of the fumble.
Correct.
For the end of the run. 3rd down.
Don, at the outset, Raiders are doing a great job of showing patience. Something that I think is very difficult for this team.
But they probably are the fastest, have the fastest stable of wide receivers in the game. And you know before long, Schrader, who's got as big an arm as anybody playing, is going to air it out. Maybe right now. Hunt faking. He makes the throw, and Tim Brown is on the run. One man to beat. Kelso, the free safety, comes over. He can't get him. Tim Brown takes it inside the 20. He will go the distance. No flags down. A 78-yard touchdown for Los Angeles.
That's why he was drafted, running with it after he catches it, Don.
The Raiders with the quick strike that has been a hallmark of their play over the years. Hit the longest touchdown pass play that Schrader has thrown this season, and that Tim Brown has in his career, the longest reception.
Here he is right here. You see bump and run. They also run the blitz, deep safeties. The pattern is this way, and Tim Brown does a great job of getting away from the coverage. See, it looks like he's the primary receiver all the way, but then once he catches it, I could not pick up the man in coverage. Looked like Kirby Jackson, 47. Yes, Kirby Jackson, 47. This is great second effort by Tim Brown, not giving up on the pattern. But then when you miss a tackle against a guy like Tim Brown, 78 yards later, you're hoping there's a flag on the field.
Didn't take long. 93 yards in 4 plays. The last 78 coming on the throw from Schrader to Tim Brown. Most of it on the run of this 1987 Heisman Trophy winner from Notre Dame, who scored just his 3rd touchdown of the season. And Schrader, who's coming off a bad game, is off to a great start. He's hit 4 of 4 for 94 yards in the touchdown.
Raiders to this point looking very smart offensively, spreading the defense, running conservatively. That was not designed to go for a touchdown. That's a 10-yard completion, and Tim Brown turns it into a 78-yard score.
Raiders were lamenting the loss of the long ball offense they had when Bo Jackson was with them. Every time he touched it on the run, it was a threat to go the distance. Now the kickoff, and the Bills try to get back in field position as Al Edwards breaks it open. He's across the 35 and the 40. Al Edwards is gone. They'll not catch him inside the 30 and the 20. 91 yards to the end zone.
No flags.
And on the Bills sidelines, it looks like they won the Super Bowl.
Huge block by Steve Tasker. He made the last block to spring Al Edwards.
How much do we like this kind of a game?
Yes, sir. This is the old AFL kind of football game, isn't it?
Last at bat. Well, the Bills, seemingly out of it, all of a sudden are right back in it as Al Edwards runs one back 91 yards.
78.
Goodness.
Curtis Brown.
We talked about Al Edwards and the increasing role he has with the injury to Don Beebe. He's really upped his receiving production with 9 catches last week against the Jets. And now, replacing Beebe as a kickoff man, he runs it back 91 yards. Norwood drives the extra point up, a carom shot. But those count too if they go through, and it does.
Special teams are 1/3 of your football team, Don, and the Buffalo Bills spend a lot of time on them. Later on, watch the block by Steve Tasker coming in. 89. Boom, right there. That's the last man that could get Edwards. 91 yards later, Buffalo on one play back in the game. Tasker has made the Pro Bowl in several seasons as a special teamer. He gets Torin Doran. And then Land has no chance to catch Al Edwards. And suddenly the celebration is over for the Raiders.
You want action? We've got action at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. 1:13 to go in the first quarter. And already 17 points are on the board.
And the Raider fans are booing.
Upwards of 90,000 here as we take a look at the Miller Lite 10-minute ticker. The Eagles rallying to beat the Giants. Dallas beats New Orleans for a 9th straight time at Texas. Bears come back big, and Detroit on 2 touchdown runs by Barry Sanders has opened a 14-0 lead over the Jets. Now the Bills are ready to kick it off. McCallum and Jamie Holland will be back. Brad Delweezo, who opened the game with a kickoff, ready to hit it for Buffalo.
Sitting to his left is double O, Jim Otto.
A Hall of Famer.
I saw George Blanda here. Normally on big games, Al brings in the big guns, and George Blanda and Jim Otto are two of the biggest.
A couple of former Raiders now in the Canton Hall of Fame. Bills get a break with the weather. It's, as we mentioned, unseasonably cool. It was almost cold yesterday at the Raiders practice near the ocean. And again, Del Weezer with that powerful leg drives it into the end zone and out. And so the Raiders have to come out 1st and 10 on the touchback at their 20. A reminder that at the conclusion of today's game, we'll be presenting the Avis We Try Harder Award, which will be given to the game's MVP.
He's certainly a candidate to this point.
Right in there, along with Tim Brown of Los Angeles.
4 for 4, 90.
Schrader jogs back out. He had his best season a year ago when he threw for 19 touchdowns and just 9 interceptions. This season with that last TD pass, he's now thrown for 15 scores, but he's been intercepted 14 times, more than all of last season. He's tough to get at, though. Sacked just twice in the last 3 games. Now they look to throw on 1st down. There's a fastball drilled over the middle by this former #1 draft choice of the Toronto Blue Jays, Willie Gault, who doesn't go over the middle much. Willie will take that deep sideline route.
He likes it. He likes going for the goal line. Now, you mentioned it. Schrader, former baseball player, yesterday at practice, all he wanted to talk about was Bonilla's $29 million contract. I said, you made a mistake. You didn't stay with baseball. He said, no, it wasn't my choice. I couldn't hit the slider. And to make $29 million, you got to hit the slider.
He was a catcher. 3rd player picked in the entire draft one year. Had limited playing time in football at UCLA. Played only 11 collegiate games. Now the Raiders go to the run, and very well as on 2nd and 10. Roger Craig, in his 9th year from Nebraska, runs hard and gets across the 25-yard line. Be a 3rd down and 4 play arising. Tackler was Darrell Talley, outside backer for the Bills.
So far in the first half here, we've seen Roger Craig, we've seen Marcus Allen. The big weapon on the sideline is Nick Bell, the rookie that Art Shell wants to put in the second half after the defense is worn down. This guy is 257 pounds and was a 60-yard sprint man in college. Can you imagine that?
How about the guy that had to catch him at the end of the runway in his indoor meets?
No.
He's now part of the wall. Schrader on 3rd and 4 stands in, delivers the ball beautifully to Marcus Allen out of the backfield, and Allen's across the 40 and out across the 45-yard line. A gain of 21 yards on the play.
Dwight Drain was the man in coverage. Allen out of the backfield, totally uncovered. Watch him on the right-hand side of the screen. Somebody does something wrong here because he pops open there. It looks like Leonard Smith. No, that's Drain, 45. Misread the coverage. Got the wrong information. You can't turn Marcus Allen loose out there in the flat.
Marcus Allen approaching 12,000 career yards from scrimmage for the Raiders. Their all-time rusher, their all-time touchdown scorer, and that will do it for the first quarter of play, and a good one it was as the Raiders lead 10-7.
Last year, Ty Detmer became the first of Brigham Young's outstanding quarterbacks to win the Heisman Trophy. The senior is the NCAA career passing leader. And with Detmer again leading the Cougars, it's the first time since 1978 that a Heisman Trophy winner returned for a chance to repeat.
Here's an overtime final. We're going to check that score. We have the Indianapolis winning in overtime. It was the Patriots who won it in overtime. Here is a handout. We welcome those of you who've been watching the New England-Indianapolis game. That bonus money apparently kicks in for the Patriots. 5 wins, and a lot of players started to pick up on bonuses. A touchdown pass from Millen to Michael Timpson from 45 yards out in overtime. And the Patriots, who were way down on their home field, 17-3, come back to beat Indianapolis, the next opponent for the Bills. Raiders setting up. On a second down, they need just over a yard inside the Buffalo 45-yard line. Steve Smith working hard for yards. And he might have enough for the first down. While they check that out, we'll go to New York for another update. Here's Bob.
Don, here's the play you mentioned. 45 yards from Hugh Millen to Michael Timpson with about 6 minutes remaining in overtime. And so the Patriots, who at one point trailed 17-3, they score with 7 seconds left in regulation, a touchdown to tie it at 17, and then that one to win it, 23-17. How does Coach Dick McPherson feel? A bizarre scene as he's all over his quarterback, Hugh Millen, at midfield. Back to Don and Trump.
Coach Mack, he will give you that headbutt.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Coach Mack will go anywhere to give somebody a high five when they win. You got a measurement here on the field, and it looks like Nick Bell, the big hammer, has come in here.
Rushing is 26 over.
The Bills, as their fans know well, have not historically been a good team on grass fields during the Marv Levy era. And this is Marv's 5th full season as head coach. The Bills are 4-9 playing on grass. They went to Tampa last January and played on grass, losing to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Next Super Bowl, as you're probably aware, is on artificial turf in a dome, the Minneapolis Dome. Raiders putting some pressure on the Bills in that competition for home field, and so did Denver by both winning today. Here's the big back in now, Trump, Nick Bell. Nick Bell is the man at 257 pounds. He hits down to the 40-yard line. This is the guy who was a Big Ten sprinter for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Those guys used to be offensive linemen. And now this guy is running from 8 yards deep. They're running to the tight end. Watch him bounce off the first tackler, who was Leonard Smith, who is considered one of the game's great hitters. He just bounces off of his hips. He had a pulled hamstring early and cracked a couple of ribs, so he's not played much this year, but the Raiders are counting heavily on him.
You saw he had good numbers last week against San Diego. His best game, Nick Bell. He's still in there. On 2nd and 8. Jay Schrader buys some time with a good fake and then throws the ball almost out of sight. Mervin Fernandez was somewhere in the vicinity, but not close. Nate Odoms was right with Fernandez.
That was a major league overthrow. Watch what they're doing with Bruce Smith. Whoa. That's Mosbar, the center, coming out. I thought that was illegal. One guy can't engage the defensive end and have another guy banging his knee. That's the center coming out on the defensive end. When you're that good a pass rusher, unfortunately, you have to pay that kind of price.
Well, I know this. It's been done to him before, and he will pay you back.
Now he's on the other side, Don.
Wait. Schrader takes a look, makes the throw. There's the connection to Ethan Horton. He's inside the 25-yard line. Leonard Smith, the strong safety, having problems covering Ethan Horton. The resultant gain 17 yards, and the Raiders challenge again.
Raiders have historically converted running backs to tight ends. Ethan Horton, just another one. Billy Cannon started the tradition here. Todd Christensen did it. Ethan Horton, a first-round draft pick of the Kansas City Chiefs. They sent him down to Marv Marinovich, health salon down in Anaheim, tried to make him a little stronger. And he's turned out to be an excellent receiver.
2 catches today, 42 for the season. He's been in the end zone 4 times. Schrader on the rollout, very mobile. Throwing on the run, just a little bit behind Ethan Horton. You can see where Schrader played a lot of baseball because he has that quick flick throw like a catcher off his knees trying for a pickoff.
You can see Horton on the offside. Actually, Shane Conlon knocks Darryl Talley down, but the ball thrown behind the receiver. Boy, he was wide open, and you don't normally see Jay Schrader roll out that much, bootleg that much.
Whatever it takes to get away from Bennett and Smith. Schrader with good numbers, though, Trump.
6 of 9. That 1 touchdown to Tim Brown, 132 yards.
First down count. Raiders with a big advantage there, as you saw, 8-1 with 11:47 to play in the first half. Raiders lead 10-7. Fastball again, and Fernandez has it skip off his hands. Biggest difference between Kelly and Schrader at this point is deep accuracy throughout their careers so far. Schrader really can throw hard, though.
This is single coverage out here. If Fernandez catches that little hitch, they're hoping he can make one move and get by Kirby Jackson for the score. I got to hand it to the Raiders. They're remaining patient as you watch Jim Kelly on the sideline, who does not like to sit on the sideline.
Another extended Raider drive. This one, 11th play coming up. Last week against San Diego, Schrader threw 3 interceptions. He's not thrown any in his previous 3 games as Marcus Allen slashes inside the 15. Taken down on the play by safety Leonard Smith.
Now, big choice here for Art Shell. 4th and about the length of a football. Terry Robisky on his right. Todd Marinovich, number 12. Yeah, there goes Nick Bell back in the ballgame. I was going to say, at 257 pounds, I got to get Nick Bell in there somehow. Steve Smith, the lead blocker. Excellent lead blocker. Big defensive line, big offensive line. This is going to be a wreck somewhere, Don.
What you were pointing out a little bit ago, Bob, about the chop blocking on Bruce Smith. We'll see if that continues and what it leads to.
Raiders take a timeout here, trying to get the right personnel on the field, Don.
10:56 to go in the first half. The Raiders get some counsel now. Give it to their quarterback, Jay Schrader.
Acura would like to pose the following question. Could your heart benefit from the use of another 24 valves? The Acura Legend Coupe.
I had this doozy of a sore throat. Know what my doc suggested? Chloraseptic. I actually felt the pain go away in seconds.
Because Chloraseptic penetrates on contact for fastest relief. More doctors say Chloraseptic spray.
The Windsurfer from Citizen ProMaster. Rotating compass bezel. Auto repeat fixed timer.
I can't believe that's really you up there.
Citizen ProMaster. For professional use only.
Domino's just what you wish, and Domino's had to ring your bell.
With Domino's Pizza's Season's National Football League is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call Domino's Pizza right now and you'll be enjoying a hot, delicious pizza during halftime.
The Coliseum in Los Angeles, one of the biggest Raider crowds. I guess the 49er crowd approached it, but this is close to a 92,000 sellout.
Don, the Raiders just changed personnel again. They got 2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, and Marcus Allen is the lone running back.
A lot of times this year on short yardage they've been running left, but this time they go to the quarterback. Schrader calling his own number, and behind Mosbar, his Pro Bowl center, he appears to be ahead for the first down. So the Raider drive continues as they're down to the 13-yard line, 1st and 10.
Schrader's no runt. You know, he's a big kid. He can carry the ball. They get a good push here up the middle. Mosbar, Montoya, Wisniewski. You see 72 popping out of there. Mosbar just kind of crawling on his hands and knees. Nice bow, first down pickup. Take long, did it? So that big guy.
His 3rd touchdown for the big rookie from the University of Iowa. And the Raiders go back in front, 16-7. A 13-yard drive, 13-play drive, covering 80 yards. Extra point up and good. And the Coliseum's rocking again as the Raiders hit it up the middle for a touch.
Honey, look what
comes with this new steak sauce burger combo.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Burger King, where you always get great tasting food your way, right away. By Acura Automobiles, experience precision crafted performance. By Citizen ProMaster, for professional use only. And by the employee owners of Avis, we try harder.
Downtown Los Angeles rising in the distance as the Raiders have just gone on the game's longest drive, 13 plays, 80 yards. And again, using that clock well, Trump.
6 minutes and 3 seconds, taking the air out of the ball of Buffalo. Combined time of possession, wow.
Now Jaeger kicks off another high spinner. This time he kicks away from Edwards, who ran the last one back for a touchdown. It's to Kenneth Davis, and he has to work hard to get to the 23-yard line.
Now, as we go back to the touchdown, we got a flag on the field, but watch the lead block by Steve Smith as Bell heads right up in there. Beautiful lead block. He gets right to the linebacker, fires right through him. It's Ray Bentley, and this is from Bentley's back. Bang! 12 yards. Bell is there in a hurry. His third touchdown.
Illegal block on the return, number 45. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So the Bills with an illegal block on the returner again set back deep in their own end to start this drive. Their offense has been virtually non-existent. They've had one big play, and that was the kickoff return of 91 yards by L. Edwards for a touchdown. It's a 17-7 game with 10 minutes and 1 second left to go in the first half. The NFL's #1 offense. A pop gun affair so far as the give is to Thurman Thomas, and he breaks it out across the 20-yard line. Thurman Thomas ahead for a gain of about 8 yards. The Raiders talk about not only his quickness but his enormous leg strength. He breaks tackles in addition to great speed.
I guess if there's only one complaint about Thurman Thomas is that he does take himself out of the game. Oh, look at the difference in yardage there between the two.
Bills go back to the run, and then a penalty marker is fired in by the umpire from off the play. Looks like a holding call against the Bills.
That's what it usually indicates. Now, right now, the Bills are looking like the Raiders did last year in Orchard Park, aren't they?
Coach Levy looking for answers as we check
holding. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
The center, Kent Hull. Just saw the Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. Game clock with 9:32 showing in the second quarter. Kent Hull, one of the best offensive linemen in pro football, called for the hold, and now the Bills are set back on 2nd and 13. Kelly throws from his goal line. And he's got a man, but it's tipped away. Well done by McDaniel, number 36. The left side corner came across, got a hand on the ball in front of Andre Reed and broke up what looked like a sure thing.
You see that Reed's got a break inside McDaniel, and then he really rounds off the pattern. Reed is a better receiver than that. If he comes flat down the line, he makes himself a much better target. But that incompletion, Kelly now 1 of 5 for just 3 yards.
Kelly again at the goal line. Here comes the rush. Kelly dumps it off. McKellar, the tight end, is running, and he is upended. Taking him down is Torin Dorn, and the Bills have to punt from their end zone.
Loss of 2 yards. Nolan Harrison, great pressure on Jim Kelly. 94 is Anthony Smith. Davis, number 70, but 74 is Harrison. Flushes him out of the pocket.
The Bills' #1 offense doing nothing so far. And the Bills the best at converting third downs, over 50% this season. Not today. Here's the punt to Tim Brown, the ever dangerous one. The AFC's leading punt returner, who has scored already today on a 78-yard touchdown pass play. Here's a penalty marker down after a 49-yard punt and a 6-yard return by Brown.
And that's going to be on the Raiders.
But the play came on 4th and 13. If it was offside, it won't help the Bills.
No, it's not offside.
It was holding.
Yeah, I think it's a personal foul.
And it's a first down.
Crudup and one other guy were holding a guy. Yeah.
That'll be a first down.
That's an automatic first down. Not smart.
Dick Hantek, the referee.
Don, it looks like they're going to give the ball to the Raiders and assess the 10 yards, so it's a post-possession foul after the ball was kicked.
We have holding on return. The foul took place while the ball was in the air after the kick and before possession. We will penalize 10 yards from where possession was gained.
Well done by Dick Hantek, sorting it out. And now we'll take a break as the Raider offense sets up. Cricky with Bob Trumpy back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. 8:29 to go in the first half. The Raiders, the dominant team today after they were brutalized by the Bills last January in the AFC title game at Orchard Park, New York. Raiders leading 17-7. The Bills offense has done virtually nothing if you joined us late. They got their touchdown on a 91-yard kickoff return by Al Edwards. Now the quick hitch, the out, is thrown to Willie Gault at the 33-yard line. Cornelius Bennett tackles him as we look at the Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. Raiders moving the ball with a combination of offense. Started out running Marcus Allen. Now they've changed up their running backs. They've really been using a troika of runners. 3 running backs getting work in the recent weeks. Steve Smith, Napoleon McCallum getting some, but it's been primarily Craig, Allen, and Smith. And now Nick Bell working his way in. On 2nd and 10, Nick Bell, big as he is, finds an open gap and cuts through it. Gets ahead out to the 37-yard line. Tacklers on the play were Cornelius Bennett and the nose tackle Jeff Wright.
Now, Donna, notice what Nick Bell does here. A guy this size coming out of college ran over people. And he told us yesterday that Marcus Allen has helped him a great deal setting up blocks. That time, just a little juke to the outside, and he picks up an easy, what, 6-7 yards?
That he does. Now Marcus Allen's in the backfield with Steve Smith. Hartshell keeping fresh troops on the field. There's infantry, the ground people, and here is Schrader with the throw and a catch by Marcus Allen. He's ahead to the 44-yard line. It's a first down for the Raiders. Defensive backs Smith and Drain were on the tackle for Buffalo.
Excuse me. So far, Raiders doing a good job of protecting Jay Schrader. Bennett's been no factor. Neither is Bruce Smith. Neither has really gotten a lot of pressure. But Jay Schrader shows great patience here. Allen just breaks up underneath. Taking on the 2 safeties. Nice 5-yard completion for a first down.
It's interesting, Trump. Both coaches seem to think that the turnover count could decide the outcome. The team that turned it over the most was going to lose. So far, they've kept the turnover count down to nothing. First and 10. Bell coming out as a receiver. Here's a long ball, but again, Schrader's off target. Tim Brown had the corner beaten, but Schrader overthrows him.
Overthrow him. That overthrow, that was an understatement. That almost made it to the seats. And here in the Coliseum, that takes some doing. One of the things you're going to see all over the field is pushing and shoving. The defensive back there, Kirby Jackson, Odoms has his hands all over Tim Brown. Tim Brown didn't like it, but that's called incidental contact.
Now the Bills drop people back deep in his zone as it's 2nd down and 10 for Schrader and the Raiders. Nick Bell runs the ball, and the Bills close it down quickly. Good play by Darryl Talley, number 56, coming from an outside backer position to make the stick.
Here we go with the pushing and shoving. Rory Graves, Bruce Smith, well, just about anybody. What's Wisniewski doing there without his helmet on?
So he got out of his, it's a mouthpiece. He had a laugh yesterday that Roger Craig was talking about the loss 51-3. He said, I really didn't care about that loss because I was a 49er at the time. He said, now I'm real mad about it.
Yeah, they were also relating, Bob Golick was relating a halftime speech that Marcus Allen tried to make. He said, come on, man, they scored 41 in the first half. We can score 41 in the second half. Can't we? They couldn't.
Marcus tried to stir the troops at halftime to no avail. Now the Raiders with a whole new look on offense. 3 wideouts deployed right, all in fairly tight. It's going to bust somebody loose deep. Kelly jumped in, jumped back, and they go to the run. And a good open field tackle by free safety Mark Kelso. And the Raiders have to punt the ball. And again, they start up after the play.
Interesting choice on that play by the Raiders. Tried to fool Buffalo. They got man coverage, and then they run just a little dive play to that side. All the defensive backs were deep in coverage, but Kelso does a good job. He's up there to make the tackle.
Clifford Hicks will drop back. And there is Jeff Gossett, who displayed his brilliance as a punter earlier with a 57-yarder that was placed out of bounds at the Bills' 2-yard line. Gossett has to hurry. The Bills are expert at blocking kicks. They blocked 4 last week at New England. "44-yard punt and no return. Bills try to move the ball when we come back. And Beast and Glenn Hollander as they cruise above foggy Los Angeles. Temperature has moved into the low 60s. And the Bills offense has been in low gear all day. They've not been able to move the ball with any consistency as Kelly pumps long on first down. A diving try by Al Edwards at the 50-yard line. And a penalty marker down in the Bills' backfield. And it looks like holding against the Raiders.
I think he got poked in the eye. I think it looked to me like Jim Kelly got hit in the eye, Don, right at the late. It looked like Nolan Harrison, 74, gets his hand up in the face. Yeah, that head slap.
Personal foul.
Personal foul. Defense, number 74, roughing the passer. Blow to the head. First down.
Don, I don't think that was intentional. I really don't. He's a rookie out of Indiana, and he's replacing Howie Long, but it appeared to me getting off the block that was unintentional. There's his mentor, Howie Long. Buffalo 2 first downs, 1 by penalty.
Kelly makes the throw, and Thurman Thomas coming over the middle makes a reception and is out to the 29-yard line, a gain of close to 5 yards. Middle linebacker Ricky Ellison was the tackler, number 50 for the Raiders.
He's a born and bred linebacker. I'll tell you why later. I'll tell you why later.
Played on this field for Southern California, a native New Zealander. Kelly now finding the mark. Here's another throw over the middle as Winston Moss comes hunting high to take down Andre Reed, who just made his 68th catch of the season.
Well, you know, that's one thing about the Buffalo Bills. They're down 17-7. Their offense hasn't done anything, but this is a very self-confident football team. They are not about to give up here.
Kelly getting time and finding the mark again. This time it's Thurman Thomas. A man who is far from done once he catches it. Weaving ahead, a 14-yard gain as Kelly methodically starts to move the Bills. An offensive drive that certainly was spurred on by the personal foul call against Nolan Harrison.
Well, you got defensive changes here for the Raiders. They were able to make the substitutions.
Tip ball and a catch. Looked clean all the way down to the 45-yard line of the Raiders. Tight end Keith McKellar got his hands on it.
Don, that was one of the concerns that Dave Adolph had about playing this hurry-up offense is you can't change personnel. But it looked like Harrison again got his hand up. They were also able to get some extra defensive backs on the field.
Thurman Thomas finds a way when there seemed to be nothing there. And on 2nd down and 6, Thurman Thomas is inside the 40, taken down by the veteran Jerry Robinson, number 57. But Thomas, who comes into the game, leading the National Football League in rushing with 55 catches this season coming into the game. And here now, Thurman Thomas again. a thunderous hit from Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott KO'd himself. This time the hitter is the hittee.
I don't like the way he's lying there. Oh, he's up. He's moving. Yesterday at practice, Paul Zimmerman of Sports Illustrated and I were talking to Al Locasal, and he was talking about Ronnie Lott. And Al Locasal's line on Ronnie Lott is perfect. He says he's a great tiebreaker. As you watch him come in there and hit Thurman Thomas, he said down the field you have receiver, defensive back, and then Lott comes in. He breaks up the tie. He knocks both people to the ground and the ball falls incomplete. Gary Crudup in now to take his place. Ronnie Lott got a phone ringing in that helmet.
They asked Ronnie Lott how he'd like to be remembered as a player when he finally does retire. This is his 11th year. And he said, as a guy who gave 110% for his teammates, as a player who had the will to win.
You know, I think it's interesting that Ronnie Lott is such a great athlete that at San Francisco he was a free safety. He comes here and he starts as the strong safety for the Los Angeles Raiders. Now wait a minute, can he come back on the field? If they took an injury timeout, Lott cannot play in this play. They did measure so the clock was stopped. I guess they didn't say that was an injury timeout so he can be on the field.
The Raider crowd starts up as the Bills go into alignment now with a power set. Double tight ends.
Now we got the umpire stepping in there. He's in communication with the guy upstairs. I think they're going to make Ronnie Lott leave the field. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. See, when the trainers came out on the field, Don, that's an injury timeout of protection to Ronnie Lott. And once he's out, then he cannot come back in on the same play. He's got to be out of play. Ronnie Lott saying, wait a minute, you called timeout to measure, so I can stay back in. I think Dick Hantak will win this one. I think Lott's got to come out on a 4th down and short. He's saying, all right, you're all right. We stopped the clock for the measurement. He gets to stay in. Interesting choice. They reset the clock to 25 seconds. So now Marv Levy, who will quote Churchill before he'll quote Woody Hayes, is happy.
4th and 1. Raiders dig in, and the Bills bring Metzelaars in motion and send a running back right at the Raiders. Let's see, the spot's everything. The linesman comes in. If he got it, it's going to be by the nose of the ball. Carwell Gardner, the big back, 235-pound runner from Louisville.
Look at the Buffalo defense. They don't think the offense made it. Some of those pile-ups, you might find Jimmy Hoffa down there when you get up one day, you know. You can't tell who's down there.
You can get injured, though.
They're going to measure.
He might be just short. We'll take a look now as the game clock is stopped with 2:26 to play in the first half. Raiders take over the ball.
Carwell Gardner is the ball carrier. 94 Smith Ellison, 50 in there. A host of Los Angeles Raiders. Look at Smith, 94, stand the center up. He's got nowhere to go. That's a great job by the defense. Down to this point, Buffalo's won the division for the 4th straight year. They're playing for home field advantage. It's a tough sell on the road against the Raiders. The Bills just don't have the edge.
But the sell became a little bit more apparent that they needed it, because Houston won today, and so did Denver. And now the Raiders trying to run don't get much as Bruce Smith slips the block and makes a driving hit on big Nick Bell, who weighs almost as much as Smith.
And Don, again, the Raiders' choice, they go with the 6 offensive linemen. Reggie McElroy in there again at tight end. Has to report on every play. Where's 77?
And that last play will take us down to the 2-minute warning. So with 2 minutes to go in the first half, the Raiders remain in command of the game, 17-7.
An Olympic moment brought to you by Panasonic, helping to train America's Olympic athletes.
Mexico City, 1968. Kip Keino of Kenya leads in the final stretch of the Olympic 1,500-meter run. Keino wins the gold medal and sets a new Olympic record. Kip Keino, one of the great African runners.
Super duper duper. Before you buy a compact camcorder, ask.
Will its tapes play in my VCR?
No.
It's got a mini enhancer, zigzag zoom,
Will its tapes play in my VCR?
No. But
now this is the Panasonic Palmcorder camcorder.
Will its tapes play in my VCR?
Yes, it's VHS, so its tapes can play in all VHS recorders.
Will its tapes play in my VCR?
It will when it's the Palmcorder from Panasonic.
Each year, corporate America spends over $10 billion on overnight shipping. Yet, according to a report in the Wall Street Journal, $3 billion of that is wasted. If you find that kind of inefficiency alarming, call UPS. We can save you up to 40% on overnight deliveries and help prevent your profits from going up in smoke. UPS. We run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
There is a sound that you can expect to hear above the music. It's the sound of German being spoken by those who bring their passion for life to places like these. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer in your town, America, and the world.
Art Shell, the coach of the Los Angeles Raiders, talked about revenge being counterproductive. He wanted his Raiders to concentrate on every down, every player, and they've been doing that as they've dominated the Bills. Look at the overall yardage.
Something. Last year in the AFC Championship game, didn't Buffalo have 400 yards in the first half?
387 and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
41 points. The Raiders with a 10-point lead. Set up 2nd down and 8, just short of their 40-yard line. Schrader, who's been throwing the ball more as the game wears on, fires an out pass, and Ethan Horton might have heard footsteps because coming up hard was number 47 Kirby Jackson. It was a catchable ball.
Yeah, he let that ball get to his shoulder pads. He could sense what was happening. There's Bennett. They run a little pick. Now you see Horton look out of the corner of his eye? Boy, catch that ball with your hands. And let his shoulder pads just reject that one right in front of the head coach too. Lousy place to miss a reception like that. Miss it on the other side, not in front of that guy.
Art Shell, who's turned the Raiders around since he got the chance to be their head coach, one of their great players, a 15-year offensive tackle, immortalized in the Hall of Fame in Canton. And now on the rollout on 3rd down, Schrader gets time, throws downfield, and again he's off the mark. He had to get it in over the zone. But still, a wide open receiver is missed. Too high to catch as Galt went up and didn't come down with it. And now the Raiders will punt.
Yeah, Schrader's had to run a tough luck. There's 2 for his last 9.
You were talking, Trump, about Marv Levy and his analogies of war to football. One of them is that, unlike war in football, you want the home field advantage. In war, you don't. Shoot it out on their turf.
Yeah, I would guess that some of his meetings are very entertaining.
Another well-hit ball. Clifford Hicks fields it at the 8 for Buffalo off the foot of Jeff Gossett. And the Raiders with superior.
Oh, he's got a chance.
He's now the picket line is set. There are no markers down. And Clifford Hicks, as you can see, is on the run. It looked like they had him inside the 10. Instead, he moves the ball down to the 32-yard line of the Raiders. Mike Jones finally got him, so a job well done by Jeff Gossett. But the Bills special teamers break it open after a 52-yard punt. The run back was 59 yards.
I didn't think he was going to get there, Don. He had a heavy weight on his back about 40 yards into this return, but Jimerson missed. That's McCallum, misses 41, and now the picket line is set up.
Harwell Gardner with a big block.
But you get to about this point, and all of a sudden that big, heavy weight gets on your shoulders. Feet get stuck in the mud. And Buffalo now with great field position. Leonard Smith on Jeff Gossett. Gossett on Tasker, makes the tackle.
But not a lot of time. 1:28 to go in the first half. As Kelly aligns in the gun, he calls the formation, the play, and the snap count in some arcane language that only the Bills understand. Here's a throw to McKellar, the tight end, and with the tackler aboard, he takes the ball down to the 25-yard line.
He also calls the protection. And Ricky Allison makes that tackle. Goodness, the special teams have been the entire situation for Buffalo here.
They won't speak that language in front of outsiders, but they have their own talk. Bills speak, and here's another throw down to the 9-yard line. Al Edwards protecting the ball for a 16-yard gain, and the Bills call a timeout. So now all of a sudden, after struggling, the Bills start to look like the best offense in the NFL. Virtually no time at all. They're inside the 10-yard line.
This Christmas, kick off the holidays with the only full-blown action movie of the season. Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans. The Last Boy Scout. Rated R. Starts Friday, December 13th at a theater near you.
Let's check now the Schick Tracer 10-minute ticker. Phoenix up on the Redskins at halftime.
Get out of here.
I think that was a Costas prediction.
Get out of here, Joe Bugle.
Detroit up 21-14. The 49ers leading Seattle 10-9 at the half. And now the Bills break the huddle, trailing 17-7. 57 seconds to play in the first half. Kelly with 4 receivers deployed out. He'll throw quickly. The drop. Now look. He's going to take it himself. Jim Kelly fires. Oh, was he over the line? Apparently he was not. It goes for 6. Touchdown Buffalo. Brilliant execution by Kelly, who had to make that split-second decision. Do I run or do I stop and throw? And he was just short of the line of scrimmage when he released a touchdown throw that gets the Bills right back in it.
Keith McKellar, the tight end, was the outlet receiver. The primary receiver was Thurman Thomas, and there was good double-team coverage on Thurman Thomas as he came out of the backfield. Great adjustment by Jim Kelly on that play, Don.
Scott Norwood's on for the point after try. 50 seconds to play. That scoring drive took all of 38 seconds. So the Bills offense shows what it's all about, and the Raiders, who had a 10-point lead, now see it cut to 3.
Watch how good a job this is. Here's Thomas. Here's 1 man in coverage, 2 men in coverage as he runs the corner. And then the tight end, there's McKellar right here. He just runs down and around. Kelly does a great job of going to the outlet receiver. Watch the double coverage. See, Thomas is the intended. Now McKellar turns back at the back of the end zone. Beautifully executed. Boy, that's staying with the quarterback. When he rolls left, the receiver runs left. Makes himself a receiver. 3rd touchdown catch. Boy, special teams have kept Buffalo in his game in the first half, haven't they, Don?
They have indeed. The 29th touchdown pass of the season. He established a Bills record when he threw his 27th. He leads the NFL, does Jim Kelly. 29 TD throws and 16 interceptions. He talks about those brothers of his. There are 5 of them who remind him of his interceptions, not his touchdowns. They keep him humble, he says.
Kelly, after starting 1 for 5, has now gone 8 for his last 8, Don. 9 of 13, 67 yards and a touchdown. And thank you to the special teams.
At halftime, we'll be checking in with the Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report. Some interesting games today indeed as we start down the stretch run of the season. Will, Bill, Bob, and OJ's out here on the field he loves so well from his days as a Trojan with Southern California. OJ living in Los Angeles and driving up to the stadium today in a car that's worth more than my house.
And mine.
The good wheels, OJ.
That studio bunch, they do
ride
well.
That thing, huh?
That studio bunch does well.
Not bad. It's not bad. Like a rocket ship out there. The kickoff is bounced downfield to Jamie Holland. He crosses the 20 and the 25, and he's out to the 31-yard line. So the Raiders, with a long way to go and little time to do it, have 44 seconds to work with. It's been a big play game. There he is.
Yeah, you know, you're right about that. You're right about that car. But presently in Los Angeles, there's no place to go to get it out of first gear. It is one big parking lot.
And the license plate, Juices.
Juices. Juices.
O.J., you're doing all right. For a while there, we thought he might have to suit up for the Bills. Here's the handoff, and Marcus Allen runs in the open field. Isn't he still great to watch? Marcus Allen, with that great burst and cutback move, is ahead for a 14-yard gain.
Conversation with him yesterday. Asked him if his knee was 100%. He said no. A nice little delay by Allen. Watch the way he sets those blocks up. Done that beautifully throughout his career. 9 carries, 50 yards, but he said his leg hurts more when he bends it from the scar tissue from the knee injury earlier in the season. The opening game of the season against Houston, but one of this game's greatest running backs.
17-14 is the score. Raiders in the lead. There's the car up there.
Yeah, you know, with that license plate, and everybody knows who drives that, there's never a ticket on that car in this town. You know that, especially around this stadium. He can park in the end zone, and here if he wants to, they wouldn't touch it.
Los Angeles, it might be safe without somebody watching it. New York, it would be gone in 30 seconds. They can make those disappear like a rabbit into a hat.
Don, are you serious?
I've never had mine stolen, only broken into about 8 times for radio. Jay Schrader goes with a draw play, and again he goes to Marcus Allen, who's taken down. Cornelius Bennett, with as much speed as any back on the field, runs down Marcus Allen. The game clock keeps ticking. Raiders apparently content to go to the locker room with their winnings. A 3-point lead. Schrader's going to air it out. Here's a hard throw. The catch is made. Heading for the sidelines is Mervin Fernandez. He's out of bounds with 10 seconds to play at the 40-yard line. A 16-yard gain.
That's it. That'd be a 57-yard field goal attempt. I don't think so. Excellent pattern. Oh, you see the prevent mindset here of the Buffalo Bills. Lay back, make sure you can tackle them underneath. Leonard Smith gets him out of bounds. Don, I do notice that Darryl Talley, 56 of the Bills, is on the sideline, being attended to by physicians or trainers or both. Try to get an injury report.
What a player he's been. It's another eye problem. We're told that his contact lens is either out or off to the side. As Schrader fires downfield. This is Tim Brown. And Brown, looking for room, gets down to the 11-yard line with 1 second left, and the Raiders call timeout.
What a smart play by Tim Brown. He went to the ground himself to stop the clock.
The player in possession of the ball on a football field can call timeout at any time. He doesn't have to be hit. He can just stop and call timeout, and that's what Tim Brown did when he went down.
What a smart play. He's the slot receiver, wide open. I don't know what's going on with the defense here, but it looks like he catches the clock and goes down to stop it. Very smart play. 1 tick left, and that is having your head in the game.
The player in possession of the ball can call timeout at any time, and the player in the possession of the ball can kick it at any time in football. You can be running down past the line of scrimmage and booted out of the stadium if you so choose. Most in their wisdom haven't decided to do that. But
no coach would like that.
Tim Brown now, 2 catches for 106 yards.
I like that average, 53 yards a catch.
So the Raiders move quickly with virtually no time, and now they set up for a Jaeger field goal. He hit his first of the day to open the scoring. This is a 28-yarder. Gossett is the holder. And the leading scorer in the American Conference hits it up and through. He's hit 29 of 33 this season. The Raiders go to halftime with a 20-14 lead. We'll be back with the Domino's Pizza halftime report and a word from your local stations.
Join Alan Jackson, Willie Nelson, Eddie Rabbitt, and Mom, and me.
The Judds' final network appearance on Hot Country Nights, NBC tonight.
Wednesday, one woman in America has inherited $1 million. Could it be you? Plus an amazing new update. All new Unsolved Mysteries, NBC Wednesday.
Sedan, so well built and worry-free, it even comes with its own security blanket. 2 years service and maintenance free. About all you pay for is gas. Now, why would you want to go any place than anything else? The new Elantra from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai.
Cornelius Bennett, you force fumbles, intercept passes, even sack quarterbacks. What are you going to tackle next?
A CB triple.
McDonald's CB Triple, the Cornelius Bennett Triple Cheeseburger with bacon. For only $1.99, the CB Triple is over a quarter pound of great cheeseburger taste. And there's bacon in every bite. Add a Coca-Cola Classic and it's even better.
Man, these are so big, I can only eat 97 of them.
The CB Triple, only $1.99 at McDonald's.
Season to be jolly, but it's also the season to drink wisely. In this spirit, we made Jenny N.A. for those times that call for a Jenny, but don't call for alcohol.
Make our Christmas wish come true. Donate a new toy to the Channel 2 Christmas Wish Toy Drive.
From your 24-hour news station, this is a Channel 2 News Update.
Good evening, I'm Steve Brown. Here's a brief look at items making news at this hour. The young Florida woman who said she contracted AIDS from her dentist has died. Kimberly Bergalis passed away at about 3 o'clock this morning. While fighting for her life, she testified before Congress, urging all healthcare workers be tested for the AIDS virus. A memorial service is slated for tomorrow. Kimberly Bergalis dead at age 23. United Nations envoy Cyrus Vance stepping up efforts to deploy a peacekeeping force in Yugoslavia, that despite sporadic fighting in the breakaway Republic of Croatia. Vance met Serbian officials and federal defense ministers in Belgrade, Yugoslavia for the second time in 3 days. Afterwards, Vance said it was difficult to discuss the arrival of UN peacekeeping forces while armed conflicts continued. Parishioners of St. Stephen's Church in Lackawanna holding a spaghetti dinner today to raise money for war-torn Yugoslavia. Most parishioners are of Serbian descent and say their brothers and sisters in Yugoslavia are without food and medical supplies due to the civil war. Among the lucky ones are Gorenka Zelarj-Lija, who
fighting was very bad, and that many of my relatives, many of my friends has been killed. And they have been killed in the worst way. Some of them were tortured, and it was very awful.
More on Gorenka's escape and how local Serbian Americans are trying to help war refugees tonight on Nightside at 11. Time now to take a look at the forecast, and much warmer than what we've gotten used to here in the wintertime in western New York.
Yeah, definitely. Temperatures comfortably mild. Going to see a few scattered showers. They are definitely possible coming on and off during the week, but all that unseasonably cold temperatures are out of the forecast, at least for now. Let's take a look at the 5-day outlook. For tonight, it's going to be cloudy and mild, 60% chance of showers, a low of about 50. Monday, partly sunny and breezy, chance of a few scattered showers, temperature high of 40. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy and will remain in the 40s for Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, thank you, and we'll see you at 11.
Hey, Herbert Fisher. Have you met Herb Grant?
Herb Grant, Tacoma.
Herb's in the plumbing business.
Yeah, I'm all backed up.
Herb, you know these bums? Herb Riddick, Herb Kaplan. Hi. So, the wife and kids are good? Herb Jr.'s almost 12. Whoa, next thing you know, there'll be a Herbert Jr. Jr.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
I think it comes with experience. You look beyond the obvious when doing a story. You've got to be skeptical, but not cynical. That's a very fine line. You've got to listen to what people have to tell you, but at the same time, don't accept everything that they tell you. The news business is exciting. There's never a dull moment. You're always where the action is.
and you're talking to people. It's the greatest job in the world.
He just wants to make people happy.
You had sex with the cleaning woman?
She was mopping the floor with me.
Seinfeld at 9, 8 Central. Then
You'll be getting yours tomorrow under the tree at 7:45.
The Joy of Giving.
Then again at 8:12.
On Night Court after Seinfeld, NBC Wednesday.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Nobody knows like Domino's how you like pizza at home.
So the Raiders still battling for the division championship, leading the Bills, who have clinched their 4th straight in the AFC East, 20-14. But Buffalo has incentive, of course, because they want to clinch that home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Our O.J. Simpson is on the sidelines at the Coliseum. Let's get to him for his impressions of the first half. Juice?
Well, Bob, I must admit I was real impressed by the Raiders in the first quarter. They came out playing the type of ball I think that they're really suited for. They have a big, strong offensive linemen, hard running backs, and they ran the ball, and they threw very conservative passes. They accomplished 2 things by doing that. They kept the Bills' offense off the field, and they limited the responsibility of Schrader. They were using Schrader much like Kansas City uses DeBerg, short passes. They got away from that in the second quarter, and I think they sort of lost a little control of the football game. Now, they're not doing anything the Bills didn't expect. They knew they would try to pound the ball. I expect the Raiders to come out in the third quarter, go back to doing what they did in the first quarter, running on first and second down, throwing the 5-yard passes, and you'll see a lot of Nick Bell, I think, in the fourth quarter.
All right, let's see what Will thinks.
Well, I was talking to Al Davis on Friday, and he said the thing that concerned him about the Buffalo game was that he felt they had a good plan on defense, but they could get hurt on special teams, and they have been. Buffalo ran the kickoff back for a touchdown, ran a punt back to set up their other touchdown.
Bill?
As well as the Raiders have played, this is not a safe lead against the Buffalo Bills. You know, Kelly can get that offense going pretty quick. It'll be an exciting second half.
All right, now on to other games. Phoenix has a 14-0 lead at home in the third quarter over the Redskins on a pair of Johnny Johnson touchdown runs in the second quarter. The Jets at Detroit, the Lions trying to be perfect at 8-0 for the season at home and to take their record to 10-4 and keep pace with Chicago atop the NFC Central, leading at the half, 24-14, 2 touchdown runs for Barry Sanders, including a 51-yarder. He's got 91 yards rushing at the half. San Francisco leads 10-9 over the Seahawks at the Kingdome. They're early in the third quarter. Atlanta can move into a first-place tie atop the NFC West with the New Orleans Saints if they win, and Anaheim looks like they will, leading at the half 24-7. Earlier today, Houston clinches the AFC Central, first time in their history they've ever won it outright, 31-6 over the Steelers. Warren Moon passes 4,000 yards in passing for the second consecutive year. Part of it was this touchdown pass to Haywood Jeffries that covered 16 yards in the third quarter. Alan Pinkett had a 98-yard rushing day, including 2 touchdowns. One of them was this 11-yarder in the fourth quarter. Later, Al Smith had a 70-yard run with a fumble. They sacked Neil O'Donnell 7 times. They win it going away, 31-6. Philadelphia now 9-5 with their 6th consecutive win. Very much in good shape for a wild card. Giants all but eliminated now at 7-7. Eagles win 19-14. Do it without Jim McMahon in the second half. Bruised ribs after he was sacked on that play by Lorenzo Freeman. Phil Simms threw a couple of touchdown passes to Dave Meggett in the first half, including this dump-off 14-yarder, but the Giants did not score in the second half. Jeff Kemp came in, the much-traveled one, in place of McMahon, and scrambling, he manages to throw this touchdown pass to Calvin Williams that brought them to within 14-10. The comeback was on. They led 16-14 in the fourth quarter when Matt Barr hooked a 32-yarder that could have given the Giants the lead. Then Roger Ruzek added a field goal, and the Eagles win it 19-14. And Lawrence Taylor knows it looks bleak.
This was the playoffs for us. Every game was a playoff game for us, and I can't say enough that I did not contribute, and I hurt the team.
We dug a hole for ourselves, and I think that's allowed us to keep focusing on every game because we really can't lose any. At least that's the way we have to take it. That attitude is making us play so hard and prepare so well that I think we can take it into the playoffs, but the next step at this point is Dallas.
Okay, the Broncos clinch at least a wild card and continue their battle with the Raiders for the championship in the AFC West. They prevail 17-7 at Cleveland. Even though the Browns are 6-8, they're hanging by a thread, not officially eliminated, playing with the sore shoulder. Elway threw a couple of touchdown passes. Kansas City had to come from behind, and in overtime they win 20-17, alive for a wild card, alive still for the championship in the AFC West as they thwart the upset bid by the San Diego Chargers. Dallas has won 3 in a row. New Orleans has lost 4 straight. Dallas wins 23-14 Emmitt Smith, 112 yards rushing. Dallas in good wild card shape. New Orleans once a lock to win the NFC West. Looks like they'll be tied for the top spot in that division with the Falcons, and they have split their 2 games head-to-head this year with Atlanta. Chicago back on the winning track with a 27-13 win at home at Soldier Field over the Packers, and so if the Lions beat the Jets, that tie will remain atop the NFC Central between Detroit and Chicago. And New England had to come from behind, trailing 17-3. They eventually catch up on the last play of regulation and win in overtime on Hugh Millen's 45-yard touchdown pass to Michael Timpson, 23-17 over the Indianapolis Colts. They allow me now to take a breath as you watch these messages from your local stations.
Some men don't know how to be human. Helping others is not my idea of a good time. Till someone forces them to.
He has 2 choices, coaching or jail. Good luck.
Can one special woman turn him around? Arthur Cooper.
Okay.
John Larroquette in a rare motion picture performance, One Special Victory, tonight.
Has your bank been through a number of changes this year? Have you thought of finding a better alternative? Well, at North Star, we have lots of them. Like our new investor account, the only account that gives you access to money market mutual funds with the convenience of instant ATM access through your checking account. And that's the kind of flexibility you need in today's changing market. And the only way to get it is by changing to North Star.
Celebrate the holidays with A Christmas Carol, Friday at 9 on Channel 2.
The Raiders holding to a 20-14 lead over Buffalo as we are at halftime. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. It is interesting, Trump, in the first half, the Bills had more yards on returns than they did from offense, but Kelly started to get hot. He completed his last 8 passes, so we'll see what Buffalo can do on offense in the third quarter.
To confirm those numbers, Buffalo had 150 yards in returns and 106 on offense. So this is not the way Buffalo expected to be in this game, but they are. The Raiders are allowing the Buffalo Bills to stay close.
Well, Jim Kelly has, of course, been a player who's brought his team from behind time and again. He is long on courage and daring. He loves the load to be put on his shoulders. We'll watch how some of the scoring went today. Here is Kelly on the rollout.
He does a great job here. McKellar is like the 2nd or 3rd receiver. Thurman Thomas was the primary receiver. He comes off of him, and that's their 13th and 14th point. And then this is the opening score of the game. Great job by Tim Brown. You see, he stays with this play, I think, when a lot of receivers will say, hey, I'm covered. You know, Kirby Jackson was all over him. It ends up being a 78-yard pass and run for the Raiders' first touchdown of the day. And this has been a game, a first half of big plays, Don.
It became a game of can you top this on the ensuing kickoff. You remember Al Edwards of the Bills ran it back 91 yards. The Bills were right back in it. But at halftime, it's a 6-point lead for the Raiders in a game they feel they have to win because the pressure's on them. Denver won today. Kansas City won today.
Yeah. Don, if you look at the halftime stats, there's nothing to indicate there that Buffalo is close in this game. Just 6 first downs. They went into the last drive they had of the half with 1, got their next one on penalty, and then made 4 in that last drive. No turnovers for either team. Time of possession. I mean, again, the Bills defense been on the field a great deal in this first half. Just 106 total yards. But again, on special teams, on return yardage, the Bills have 150 yards. So they figure out ways to win.
Marv Levy, who the assistant coaches say is a great delegator. They call him the chairman of the board. He lets his coaches coach. And Marcia Broda, as innovative an offensive coach as there is, the designer of the no-huddle offense. They have a wealth of plays to call on, and they will. The man to the right, turning away, is Walt Corey.
2.
The Raiders holding to a 20-14 lead over Buffalo as we are at halftime. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. It is interesting, Trump, in the first half, the Bills had more yards on returns than they did from offense, but Kelly started to get hot. He completed his last 8 passes, so we'll see what Buffalo can do on offense in the third quarter.
To confirm those numbers, Buffalo had 150 yards in returns and 106 on offense. So this is not the way Buffalo expected to be in this game, but they are. The Raiders are allowing the Buffalo Bills to stay close.
Well, Jim Kelly has, of course, been a player who's brought his team from behind time and again. He is long on courage and daring. He loves the load to be put on his shoulders. We'll watch how some of the scoring went today. Here is Kelly on the rollout.
He does a great job here. McKellar is like the 2nd or 3rd receiver. Thurman Thomas was the primary receiver. He comes off of him, And that's their 13th and 14th point. And then this is the opening score of the game. Great job by Tim Brown. You see, he stays with this play, I think, when a lot of receivers will say, hey, I'm covered. You know, Kirby Jackson was all over him. He ends up being a 78-yard pass and run for the Raiders' first touchdown of the day. And this has been a game, a first half of big plays, Don.
It became a game of can you top this on the ensuing kickoff. You remember Al Edwards of the Bills ran it back 91 yards. The Bills were right back in it. But at halftime, it's a 6-point lead for the Raiders in a game they feel they have to win because the pressure's on them. Denver won today. Kansas City won today.
Yeah. Don, if you look at the halftime stats, there's nothing to indicate there that Buffalo is close in this game. Just 6 first downs. They went into the last drive they had of the half with 1, got their next one on penalty, and then made 4 in that last drive. No turnovers for either team. Time of possession. I mean, again, the Bills' defense been on the field a great deal in this first half. Just 106 total yards. But again, on special teams, on return yardage, the Bills have 150 yards. So they figure out ways to win.
Marv Levy, who the assistant coaches say is a great delegator. They call him the chairman of the board. He lets his coaches coach. And Marcia Broda, as innovative an offensive coach as there is, the designer of the no-huddle offense. They have a wealth of plays to call on, and they will. The man to the right, turning away, is Walt Corey, the defensive coordinator, who feels his team, ranked 26th overall in defense, is maligned unfairly when you lose a all-world player like Bruce Smith for almost 12 games. They lost their nose tackle, Jeff Wright, for 9 games. They had other injuries in the defense. He said, look at our record. That's all we're paid to do, is to win games.
Yeah, and frankly, Don, on the road against the Los Angeles Raiders in the Coliseum, a place that they don't play very well, they got to be happy they're down just 20-14. They're in this game.
Jager, if he has a shortcoming, it is that he does not kick off deep. This time he does. After kicking some short spinners, it carries into the end zone, but the Bills, that's dangerous.
He stayed in.
They rule a touchback. Kenneth Davis downs the ball, but perilously close to the goal line. As he stepped on net, he was live.
At least from this distance. All right, Dick Hantak said the ball did not come out of the end zone, and the referee is the one back there in the end zone to judge that. And see, watch that right foot. Ooh. Well, he made the right choice.
Kenneth Davis, from a big family, he has 52 nieces and nephews. He said, you know where my playoff money goes at Christmas?
Good call by Dick Hantak.
And the ball comes out to the 20-yard line as the Bills are set to go on offense. Kelly in the shotgun. He's going to be pitching to start the third quarter. A throw and a catch. As the ball is out to the 27-yard line. Raiders in a deep zone, and McKellers with a drag pattern running underneath it makes the reception. Good for a gain of almost 8 yards. Ellison was on the tackle for Los Angeles.
Look, they're putting 5 receivers in the flood pattern. Now they got Thurman Thomas up on the line of scrimmage, Don.
Kelly makes the read. Another man underneath. This time it's Andre Reed ahead for the first down. He's to the 37-yard line. Winston Moss tackled him. So Kelly, who started slow, you remember he was 1 for 3 for 3 yards throwing the ball early on. Now has hit his last 10 passes.
And they're going with the underneath stuff, being very, very patient here.
Hand off to Thurman Thomas, who had a rather unproductive first half. He only had 51 total yards. This the NFL total offense leader, and he's on his way to leading the NFL for a 3rd straight year in total offense. The only other player who's done that 3 straight years is the great Jim Brown.
Yeah, but you know, 51 yards of total offense in 8 minutes of possession, really not bad. They didn't have the ball that much.
Kelly eludes the rush. He's got room to run. Instead, he fires and throws a strike down to the 42-yard line. So Kelly throwing off balance, strong of arm, and now Tony's going to wave it off from.
Yeah, Andre Reed was the receiver. Marv Levy is beside himself on the sideline. Let's see if we can pick it up again. Can't tell anything from there. The ball did not bounce on the ground. That's for sure. Terry McDaniel was the man in coverage. See if we can pick it up here. Oh, I think that's a good call. That is an incomplete pass.
And it brings up 3rd down. The Bills need 7. Kelly looks out pattern. Man is open, but it's thrown too high for Andre Reed. as Kelly slaps his hands, upset at having missed an open receiver, so the Bills drive stalls to open the third quarter, and Marv Levy sends his punting team out. Tim Brown is back as Chris Moore, who's from Alabama, is ready to punt the ball. He's punted it well today, as you see. High punt, end over end. Brown moves up on it, and Fair catches the ball despite room to run. Nobody there to talk to him. You need some help from your friends to decide whether to go back or not. Raiders have the ball when we come back.
It didn't happen in Germany, nor in Japan. It happened right here. An all-new car, born of intelligent engineering. The Oldsmobile 88 Royale. You've seen it, now come drive it. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Now, get 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months.
This Christmas, Tandy Computers, some of the best-selling PC compatibles in America, are on sale at Radio Shack. 4 complete systems with color monitors start at just $599.90. All come with 24 unique home organizer programs. The more powerful RLX system is the perfect home office machine. And with hard drive, it's just $1199.95. The Tandy 1000 family of computers. So easy to use, we guarantee success.
Radio Shack, America's technology store.
Domino's, just what you wish, and Domino's had to ring your bell.
With Domino's Pizza's Season's Greetings Special.
Nobody knows like Domino's.
Now get a medium pepperoni pizza for just $2.99 with any large pizza at the regular price.
Nobody knows like Domino's.
We don't make your pizza till you make your call and deliver in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed.
Nobody knows
ho, ho.
like Domino's. How you like pizza at home.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering. By Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares. By Hertz, we never forget who made us #1. We're Hertz, we're America's wheels. And by Canon, photographic consultant to the National Football League.
Raiders break the huddle now for their first possession of the second half here at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Ball position after the fair catch by Tim Brown of the Buffalo punt, the 25-yard line. Bills stuff the run as Roger Craig looks for room to go. No one uses his interference more, but the Bills blasted that out of the way. Darryl Talley was the man who was the first hitter.
And we got a report from O.J. Simpson that Roger Craig had a hip pointer, wouldn't come back in the second half, but one of the game's real tough guys. An incessant trainer. He just never gives up on making himself a better player. He was the last guy to practice on Friday.
Spends some time, doesn't he, with Thurman Thomas down in Houston?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that train on the levee down there, run up and down the hills.
They pay the price to be great. Roger Craig, the all-time leading receiver among backs in National Football League history. Now Roger Craig is the runner, and there's not much there for him. He's coming up to hit him was Shane Conlon, number 58, as we check the Hertz 10-minute ticker. With 12:20 to play in the third quarter. Ball is positioned at the 27-yard line. Phoenix continues to lead the Redskins in the third quarter. 49ers looking more and more like a playoff team, as Seattle's playoff hopes are virtually gone with the loss today.
We got Wisniewski slow getting up here, moving to the sideline. Can't really pick up what the problem is. 73, Fitzpatrick will be his replacement. See if we can. Well, it looked like he got kicked in the calf. I think Roger Craig kicked him right in the calf, although he's holding his knee.
Pro Bowl player from Penn State, Steve Wisniewski. Third down now for the Raiders, and they need 7. Schrader with a deep drop. They give him time. He makes the delivery. Ruben Fernandez on the run. He could go the distance. Dwight Drain to beat. Drain closing in and gets him, but all the way down inside the 15-yard line. 59-yard Raider play.
Very soft zone coverage in the middle. Really no help once Fernandez comes inside. Schrader with good time, lots of protection, can wait on Fernandez, and frankly I'm surprised that Drain catches Fernandez. Fernandez has excellent speed. That's 2 catches now, 75 yards. Tim Brown is over 100 yards receiving. They've gone through this defensive backfield. The Raiders have pretty efficiently.
Now big Nick Bell comes into the backfield for the Raiders as they go 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 13-yard line. Bell turning it up and turning it down to the 7-yard line.
And they're also back to the 6 offensive lineman set. They got Reggie McElroy again playing tight end. And in the 34 defense, you're really stretching the deep. There's 77. He's on Cornelius Bennett. Bell does a good job of setting up that block by McElroy. Just sucks in Bennett. He's able to turn the corner.
Scheduling certainly works against the Raiders. They have a final 3 games against teams with a composite average of 28 and 11, including today. Next week they play at New Orleans. Then they come home to play the Chiefs in the final regular season game. Bell drives down to the 5-yard line. It was a 2nd and 4 play, so he's very close, but not quite to the 1st down marker. Raiders again using a lot of clock, as Big Art Shell likes it.
In a previous game, we talked to Art Shell, and I said, do you have a tendency to look over the shoulder of the offensive line coach, having played tackle your entire career? He said, well, started out I didn't, but I can't avoid it. I'm always watching the offensive lineman.
A soft-spoken gentleman, Art Shell, but is he in command? Wisniewski has a bruised knee, probably will return. 3rd down, less than 2 for the 1st down. And Bell works his way down close. It looks like he's got 4 new downs for the Raiders. Shane Conlon, 58, was the 1st tackler.
Again, a decent push and just a slight move by Bell as we've got flags late here. See Nick Bell looking out there at the sideline, see if he picked up the 1st down or not. Dick Hantak's going to help us here.
We have illegal substitutions on the offense. Number 77 was on the end of the line. He did not report.
Oh, come on,
5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
Reggie knows on every play with an ineligible number, if you're the in man on the line of scrimmage, you've got to report. There's 77. You've got to tell the defense that an ineligible man is standing on the end of the line as an eligible receiver. That's just, Reggie just lost his head there for a minute. Boy, that hurts.
Now the Raiders set up 3rd down, and they need 6 from the 10-yard line. Marcus Allen cutting back. He's down close to a 1st down, appears to have it. Needed 6. He got 6.5, it looks like, before Mark Kelso knocked him down, number 38.
They call this the sprint draw, Don. The quarterback goes back to the running back. Watch what happens. Watch the way Schrader goes all the way over to Marcus Allen. And you see Wilkerson, 68, with a good hold on Leonard Smith. We'll call it part of a block. Nice call. Great call by Terry Robisky. Kelso on the tackle. Close enough to measure for a 1st down.
It's been an interesting year for the Raiders. They have been statistically outscored by their opponents, outrushed by the opposition, outpassed by them. Have a worse 3rd down conversion percentage than their opponents, and yet they have a terrific record, having won 6 of their last 7, 4 in a row. A win today would bring them to 10-4 on the year, and even with Denver atop the AFC West. But the Raiders win the 1st tiebreaker. They've beaten the Broncos twice. 4th down, they're going to go for it.
They've already gone for it on 1 4th down and made it. And again, the spread formation with Marcus Allen is the lone running back, it looks like. Yeah, it is.
A lot of times they like to run left, as the Bills send people, and they might have to call a timeout.
6, 8,
they got at least 11.
They got 11.
They like to run, but Wisniewski's out, the left guard. They go to Schrader again, and he's down close to the goal line.
He's in.
That's the signal. Touchdown Raiders. 4-yard quarterback draw. Quarterback sneak.
Yeah, that's what it was. Not the draw, the sneak. Again, great confidence in the center. Mosbar. Watch the shove.
Right behind Mosbar indeed. Easy.
Al Davis sitting there with Jim Otto. Yes. Into the end zone.
So at the moment, the Raiders avenging that brutal defeat to the Bills in the AFC Championship game when they were beaten 51-3. As the Raiders have now extended their lead to 26-14.
Don, I think they're reviewing this play.
Well, he bounced short of the goal line.
Yeah, I think they're looking at his knee. If that score stands at 7 plays, 75 yards, another 4 minutes and 44 seconds off the clock.
Here it is again.
Where is the knee hit?
He's not in. He's not
There
in.
has been a reversal. The ball is first and goal to be placed on the 2-foot line.
They're not in, but they do have it point-blank range with first down.
Good push up front. There's the elbow down. That's a good call by Dick Hantak and Royal Cathcart, the replay official.
Not in there, but it probably won't be long. There have been no turnovers. Marcus Allen taken down at the 3-yard line by Kirby Jackson.
Poor choice.
Cornerback.
Poor choice by Marcus. One of the rare mistakes I think he makes in running the ball. He knows it too. He tries to jump outside here. It's an excellent job by the defensive backs.
Look at Jackson shed the block by Smith.
Yeah. I mean, you got a 257-pound fullback named Nick Bell in there. He's standing on the sideline. There's certainly nothing wrong with Marcus Allen running it, but 3 shots at the line of scrimmage from point-blank range, I think, is why you draft Nick Bell, isn't it?
Yep. Well, they still have 3 downs to go. Ball position at the 3-yard line. Here's a throw. Incomplete. And a marker comes in late. They're going to call Darryl Talley for interfering with tight end Andrew Glover.
So that'll make it a first down.
Pass interference. Defense, number 56. Foul took place in the end zone. By rule, the ball is placed on the 1-yard line. First down.
Weren't we just here a minute ago on the 1-yard line?
Top of the screen is Glover. You see Darryl Talley's got him all over the place. Got his shirt, got his arm.
Yeah, there was no protest from Darryl Talley.
Yeah, still no Nick Bell, though.
High set. Schrader.
Nothing.
This time gets nothing. So it'll be second. Now here's another marker coming in after the play. Could be offensive holding.
That looks like it's a face mask against Buffalo.
Yeah, that's what Horton, he's cheering the call. It was the umpire threw it in. And most of the time his penalties are for holding on the offense. Coach Levy seeing his team.
Face mask. Defense, number 56. Half the distance to the goal line. Still first down.
Talley not having one of his best series here.
We're running out of distance here, even on the half distance. Yes.
Raiders line up a foot from the Buffalo goal line. You see the 9th play of the drive. And the 9th play does it. Marcus Allen with the touchdown. His 7th of the year. Or excuse me, just his second of the year.
Boy, that took a while, you know. They were down there for a lot of shots. Allen is definitely in the end zone. From behind the defense, you see Shane Conlon coming up there.
It's been a tough season for Marcus Allen. He entered this game with only 150 yards rushing for the season. He injured his knee at Houston in an opening day loss and missed 8 weeks. Jaeger, who has points on the board every time he swings that right leg, and he drives another through. It's now a 27-14 game, and Jaeger will kick it off for the Raiders when we come back.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. When Buffalo quarterback Jim Kelly needs a tough catch, he turns to Andre Reed. In the 5 seasons they've played together, Kelly and Reed have combined for well over 300 completions, nearly 5,000 yards, and more than 30 touchdowns. In 1990, both were selected to play in the Pro Bowl. As individuals, each is capable of the big play. Together as teammates, they make the Bills the best they can be.
Intelligent engineering is routinely put to the test at Oldsmobile. And here's the result. Of all the Cutlass Sierras ever sold in the last 10 years, we can say 96% are still on the road. Safely say. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Available now for $12,695 with Air and V6 engine.
At Braun, we believe even if you're not at your best in the morning, at least you can look like you are. Braun, the world's #1 selling foil shaver.
The MetLife blimp that's showing you this shot travels over 50,000 miles a year to cover sporting events around the country. Snoopy is their co-pilot, right on the nose of that ship. Dirigible, if you will. The kickoff by Jaeger carries into the end zone as he starts to hit it a lot deeper now. And Kenneth Davis has no choice but to down the ball as Jay Schrader has led the Raiders to a 13-point lead.
You've been up in the air for hours. Now you've got to make up the time. Aren't you glad Hertz has a faster, easier way to rent a car? #1 Club Gold. No paperwork, no stopping at counters, nothing to slow you down. You go straight to our Gold parking area, where your car is waiting, ready to go. It's our fastest way to rent a car.
I'm gonna make it.
Call Hertz today for low daily rates on Lincolns with free unlimited mileage.
Hertz, we're America's wheels. There's a cologne that preferred men prefer.
Preferred stock cologne from the House of Stetson. Smooth and extra special.
Preferred stock cologne. What preferred men prefer?
What is the image of a rebel? These are the images of a rebel. Canon's autofocus EOS Rebel S with built-in flash.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel S from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
Oldsmobile knows that all your roads won't be sunny roads. That's why the all-new Oldsmobile 88 Royale LS offers you advanced traction engineering. The combination of anti-lock brakes, traction control, and road-holding front-wheel drive. The 3 elements to beat the elements. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Now, get 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months.
It's gone. But it isn't.
My cough drop's gone, but it's still working.
Only new extra-strength Vicks cough drops give you twice the Vicks vapor medicine to relieve your cough and help your scratchy throat and stuffy nose feel better.
Even after it's gone.
Next Saturday, it's a special afternoon of great NFL action on NBC Sports, beginning at 3:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. And it's a meeting at Candlestick as the Kansas City Chiefs head in to play the hot 49ers. That's next Saturday on NBC, beginning with NFL Live at 3:30 Eastern Time. One of Steve DeBerg's former teams, the Chiefs quarterback. Now Jim Kelly, the load's on him. It is every week, but even more so now with his Bills down 27-14 and 85,000 cheering on the Raider defense. And they respond, stopping Thurman Thomas for a little gain. Ellison was the tackler.
Look at this time of possession. Raiders to Buffalo. That's shocking.
Throw and a catch as again McKellar comes underneath. Raiders, Trump, have shut out James Lofton, their former teammate so far. He caught a ton of balls against him in that AFC Championship game, 2 for a long touchdown.
Actually, they've done a great job on both outside receivers. You know, Andre Reed has not had a particularly good day either. It's been the inside guys who are coming up with the football.
He's caught 2 for 18, has Andre Reed.
And Lofton is shut out. You're right.
McKellar's been the lead receiver, 6 catches for 34 yards.
3rd and short. Short yardage play. They take a huddle. Mitch Farrat is in there as an eligible receiver.
Davis breaks it, and then some more as he gets across the 35-yard line. Game clock down to 5:55 and running. We're in the 3rd quarter.
Great job on the outside. You see Parker, 74, pull out. Harwell Gardner, 35. Eddie Anderson finally makes the tackle. It looked like Winston Moss missed him. Should have made the tackle, but it's a 1st down.
The Raider defense grades #1 in the AFC. It looks to strike down on Andre Reed. It does, but about 7 yards downfield out to the 45-yard line. 2nd and 3. Tackler was cornerback Terry McDaniel. Andre Reed, another of the standout players from small colleges on the Bills team. He played at Kutztown State. He's been a 1st-team All-Pro receiver. Another throw and a catch. McKellar takes the hard slug from Ellison and from Winston Moss, 99. But he keeps on ticking and gets the ball ahead for a Bills 1st down.
That's a tough basketball player right there.
He's caught 7 passes today, 29 for the season. Thurman Thomas on a slant run as the Bills fire out off the ball, and the carries down to the 42-yard line. Buffalo moving the ball, but somehow they so often seem to stall before they can get it in.
Don, you know, at this point in the game, they want the defense that they're playing worn out. Well, the defense of the Raiders has not been out there on the field enough to be worn out.
Good point. Here's Thurman Thomas. He breaks it. And finally, submarining blockers to get through and make the tackle is Torrin Dorn, number 46, and the free safety Eddie Anderson. The house, Howard Ballard, was out in front. The right guard, Glenn Parker, weighs 325.
At least.
Weight of Howard Ballard, unknown.
Way unknown.
And way up there. But can he play? Kelly on 1st down. Lets it go deep. McKellar goes for the ball. And Kelly watched the end of that play from flat on his back as McKellar stopped his route from. He'd have had it.
Now, that's one of the downsides, I think, to the hurry-up offense. As you watch the hit on Jim Kelly, that's Davis right in his face. But when you run the hurry-up offense, your players are going to be fatigued, too. And McKellar looked fatigued at the end of that pattern. The hands on hips, breathing through his mouth. Looks like a fighter in about the 12th round, doesn't he?
It's not been easy. You see Kelly's numbers. He ranked 3rd in the NFL this week. There is a throw and a catch down to the 22-yard line. Al Edwards with a 14-yard gain, and Kelly with a laser-sharp throw right between the numbers.
Gary Lewis is the man in coverage. Excellent pattern. Perfect timing by Jim Kelly. That's an indefensible pass. I mean, when you're running that precise and the ball gets there that quick, that's Edwards' 2nd catch. And, of course, his biggest play was the kickoff return for the touchdown.
Bills running the clock now, though. This is their 10th play of the drive. It's a 1st down play. Kelly against a 4-man rush stands in, makes the throw, makes the connection, and McKellar takes it to the 17-yard line. Eddie Anderson, the free safety, held on to bring him down.
Keller taking himself out of the game now. When you have this hurry-up offense, that's one of the rights the player has. All they got to do is look to the sideline. He'll get a breather. Metzelar's now in. No, yeah, Metzelar's is in a tight end.
Kelly on 2nd and 5, and he's sacked. First of the day.
Greg Townsend.
His 12th of the season.
But the Bills' offensive line has done a great job against this pass rush of the Los Angeles Raiders. This defense is set up for Townsend to get the sacks. You see, Howard Ballard really does a pretty good job.
That's some sack by Greg Townsend. Finally went to the Pro Bowl. He's been one of the best throughout his career. Now in his 9th year from TCU. So the Bills have the long way to go now. 3rd down, they need 14, and there are markers everywhere.
Yeah, that's no play. That's going to be on the offense. I think they're going to call this on the offense.
Dick Hantak says.
Ball start. Offense, number 67. The center. Move the ball prior to the snapping motion. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
Watch what Ken Hull does here. He's trying to trick him. Just that little movement early.
3rd and 19. Markers are down as Kelly steps in. Here comes the rush. To the end zone it goes. Andre Reed is knocked down off the play, and there's no flag. But there was a marker down back upfield. If there wasn't interference there, there's no such thing.
Gary Lewis was the man in coverage.
Uncatchable.
It was uncatchable and out of bounds. We got another flag here. Looked like Scott Davis. Illegal procedure again against Buffalo. And you said it right earlier. Bills drive down the field, but then stall.
They're sending Norwood out, their place kicker, with 2:32 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 69 not on the line of scrimmage. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Bills average almost 30 points a game. The Raiders have scored over 20 only twice this season before today. They lead right now 27-14.
This Raider team can block a field goal too, Don.
49-yard attempt. It's on the way. It's wide. No good. And another standing salute for the Raider defense as the Raider offense is set to go to work.
Power. Applied intelligently, its effects are magnificent. Witness the Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Powered by the world's largest 24-valve V6 engine and an electronic transmission. It's a car designed to provide a more intelligent standard of performance, measured not simply in miles per hour, but by a slightly different gauge, miles per gallon. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Beautiful. No woman's worth a bullet between the eyes. Depends on whose eyes and which woman. Dangerous.
What I do with my time and my body's my business.
A lethal combination.
Blow my head off! Do it! Do it!
I believe he was blinded by love. Warren Beatty.
What is it with you and Joey? What is the matter with Maya?
Annette Bening. Why'd you come?
No, it wasn't caution.
Bugsy. Rated R. Starts December 13th in select cities. Opens nationwide December 20th.
There is a sound that you can expect to hear on the new Riviera. It's the sound of German being spoken by those who now converge on Miami's legendary beach. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer on Ocean Drive, in America, and the world.
No matter what kind of gift or greeting you're sending this holiday season, your postal service offers the perfect way to get it there, in time for the holidays, including Christmas Day delivery of your express mail packages at no extra charge.
We deliver. It's the reason you trust us. You know that we're gonna come through with your postal service. We deliver for you. We deliver for you.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui back at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Norwood just missing wide right on a 49-yard field goal try. And so the Buffalo Bills find their defense back on the field. Raiders starting from the 31-yard line. Nick Bell doesn't get much. Coming up to get him was Carlton Bailey, number 54, and Darryl Talley as we look at the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Skins down 14-0 at one point, have come back to tie Phoenix in the fourth quarter.
Right now, the Buffalo Bills defense got to be thinking turnover. Of course, the Raiders thinking the same thing, so I would certainly imagine they'd be very, very conservative. There's Walt Corey, defensive coordinator. He needs the ball back in the hands of the offense with the short field.
No turnovers in the game. Marv Levy said the difference the last time we played the Raiders, we forced 7 turnovers and didn't turn it over at all. Here's a dirty ball on the field, but it rolls out of bounds before Leonard Smith can get to it. Cornelius Bennett was there to knock it free from Nick Bell.
Lucky break. Watch 97. He just strips the ball. Steve Smith is the guy who's going to block him. Lucky this ball goes out of bounds. Raiders maintain possession at that spot. Oh, Bennett, you can see the defense of the Bills now taking a little more chance getting across that line of scrimmage. They need to get the ball back in the hands of the offense in a hurry.
Marcus Allen now comes into the Raiders backfield. Fumblers are quick to the bench in this league. We saw Koye, Kansas City, one of the best. He fumbled twice 1 week and played virtually not at all the next. Screen pass and well done to Marcus Allen. He gets some blocks, then gets some yardage on his own. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line, short of a first down. And Raider fans are calling for a late hit. There was an 11-yard gain.
Yeah, it was Mike Lodish. On the ground is Max Montoya, number 65 of the Raiders. He took a knee to the head. Max is a little groggy. I think we can see what happens to Max Montoya here. He's at her on the screen. He's the guy right here. The first guy that hits him doesn't catch his head, but the next guy does. It looks like it's is that Bennett that hits his knee on his head? Anyway, Max is slow getting up, wondering what he made contact with. Here's watch 65.
Right now Max is coming off, but he's on Dream Street.
Yeah, it is Bennett.
This is a terrific football player from UCLA. A critical error by your former team, Trump.
Absolutely. One that they've yet to recover. The best stat about Max Montoya, last year he had 2 penalties and allowed 1 sack in 980 plays. That's a player.
Clifford Hicks is back to get the punt. His last was 59 yards. His return. This one is a fair catch, and the Bills offense will try again from their 28-yard line.
The National Football League is concerned about many of the problems that affect our youth. Drugs, malnutrition, and the quality of education that they receive. That's why the NFL, through NFL Charities, has joined other business leaders to support America 2000, a community-based voluntary effort to create a new generation of American schools. Commissioner Paul Tagliabue.
The people in our league are local and national leaders who want to see that today's students receive the best possible education. That's why NFL Charities is involved.
The Denver Broncos have worked in partnership with the public sector, private business, and local volunteers to help our children. We have recently been involved with Colorado 2000, a statewide strategy to transform our schools into the best in the world.
Improving our nation's schools and educating tomorrow's leaders. That's the task before us. I'm confident that NFL Charities can help achieve that goal.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
Today, NFL Charities announced a $100,000 grant to the fight against paralysis. The recipients of the NFL Charities grant are the Miami Project to Cure Paralysis and the Kent Waldrop Paralysis Foundation. NFL Charities was formed by the NFL teams in 1973 so that the clubs could effectively make grants to worthy national causes. Since then, NFL Charities has made grant commitments of more than $13 million. A dark, overcast day as the afternoon wears on here in Southern California. No lights are on at the Coliseum.
It is dark. Our cameras are able to open their irises and really allow more light than is here. The advantage you have on the field, of course, is, and you can see down there it's a little better, but it's overcast here in Los Angeles, and maybe they should put the lights on. Lousy excuse for the team behind, but it's an excuse, huh?
Markers down again as the ball is snapped. Andre Reed over the middle takes it to the 36-yard line. Ellison was there to hit him along with Winston Moss. There's a lot of open room for short patterns, but once the receiver makes the catch in that Raiders zone, there's another motion penalty called against the Bills. The receiver pays.
Oh, Don, throughout this game,
illegal motion, offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, first down.
That's on James Lofton, but throughout this game, the incentive for home field advantage in the NFL on the road, just not enough. They win the division last week for the 4th straight year. They're looking for home field advantage, but the Bills have just not been sharp, Don.
No, they have not. But there's a lot of time left. We're still in the third quarter as Kelly makes a pitch and makes the connection. James Lofton with his first catch on first down and 15. It's good for an 18-yard gain.
Lofton at 35 years old, approaching 1,000 yards receiving this season. A former Los Angeles Raider, trains in the offseason in master track meets.
That was his 50th catch of the year, and he's averaging over 19 yards a catch. Kelly swept under. They had no one to go to, and that's the second Raiders sack of Jim Kelly. Number 70, Scott Davis, was the man who got him. 5.5 sacks for this former player for the Illini. Kent Hull, the Buffalo center, talks about the $10 words that Coach Marv Levy uses. Said he could be making them up for all we know. There's just a lot of head shaking going on. Marv's going to have some interesting words about this. Ted Marchibroda giving Jim Kelly some advice as the third quarter winds out. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Tonight on NBC, it's the television event of the year, the final network appearance of the Judds.
Good night, America.
Hot Country Nights, NBC tonight.
When Jonathan made his debut into the Harper family, he arrived without any financial surprises. That's because his mom and dad had their health coverage through Independent Health. And while traditional health insurance companies will sometimes surprise you by disallowing parts of your medical bills, Independent Health doesn't work that way. Because we know you don't like surprises. Independent Health. Quality coverage you can depend on.
A lot of people are deciding that money isn't everything. Time is every bit as valuable. And at Key Bank, we're always looking for ways to save you both, like giving you longer banking hours or an easier way to check on your balance. Of course, we may only save you 5 minutes here or 10 minutes there, but then there's no telling how much that time might be worth. Key Bank, America's neighborhood bank.
Let's see, we've got the best brands, super selection, and great prices.
Of course, we'd also be open 7 days a week.
And that includes our service department.
And we'll offer credit options to meet the customer's personal or business needs.
What do you think? Let's go with it.
Computer City, best brands, super selection, great prices. Computer City.
Join us for our grand opening celebration at the new Computer City.
Join Ed and the boys on Sports Extra, Sundays at 11:30, only on Channel 2.
15 minutes to go. A lot of time for the Bills to get back in the game. They need 2 touchdowns. But while they've started to move the ball rather consistently after the first quarter, invariably their drives stall. Now Jim Kelly sets up second down. He needs 12. Time for Kelly. Long ball to McKellar. He has it down to the no. They wave it off. Apparently he lost it on the way down. McKellar says he had it.
Well, that was close.
Wait a minute. Now the official's right there saying he had it, I think.
Jerry Robinson was right there.
Now they're waving it off.
See if we can pick this up.
No, it was out. Definitely out.
Yeah.
Good second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports is Victor Frank. Our director, Richard Klein. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. Coordinating producer of NFL football, John Ferratzis. Here's another look.
You look at the end of the play, hard to pick up. Is the ball loose? That's stripped away. Great job by Jerry Robinson. To this point, L.A. 376 yards offense. Buffalo 197, Don. Audible at the line of scrimmage.
Third down, and Kelly needs 12. There's the throw to an open man, Andre Reed. He didn't get there. Cutting back now, the mark is going to be apparently ahead for the first down. The linesman's coming out, marking the ball at the Raiders' 47-yard line. Ronnie Lott was the tackler, so it's ruled that Reed was thrown back, that his forward progress did get him the first down.
That's almost inconsequential because at this stage in the ball game, down by 13 points, you're going to go for it on fourth down anyway. And it's hard to review a play when you've got this hurry-up offense. Buffalo goes right back to the line of scrimmage, Don.
Another throw to McKellar, as Keith McKellar, who's from McNeese State in Louisiana, catching a ton of passes today.
That's his ninth, Don.
Not for a lot of yards, 53 yards.
Still, though, the Raiders would rather have McKellar catch it than Thurman Thomas, and that's the design of the defense. Let him catch it. We don't want it in the hands of Thurman Thomas.
Kelly throws, and Lofton, extending himself, comes down with the ball on a superior play by James Lofton. A 16-yard gain, and with 13:38 to play, the Bills inch closer to the goal line.
You can see the zone coverage by the Los Angeles Raiders dropping back deep. That was Lionel Washington reading through the receiver to the quarterback.
Another throw and another catch as the ball is thrown to Al Edwards on a sliding play. He gets the ball at the 18-yard line. Ronnie Lott was with him.
This drive started at the 29-yard line. And this hurry up has done a good job on this drive, but this is where they've had problems. They've gotten it down here. They can't get it in from the 20.
Here's Kelly. Here comes the rush. He fires. He's got a man. One of the plays of the day as Kelly spins away from the tackler and then delivers a tight spiral to All-Pro Andre Reed. First down, Bills inside the 10-yard line. First and goal.
He turns his back to the defense. Got a guy hanging all over him, Anthony Smith, and he still makes the completion for 11 yards. That is an All-Pro play. 5 catches, 48 yards for Andre Reed. Not been able to get deep yet today.
Game clock running. 12 minutes and 35 seconds to play. Bills down by 13. Very tough to call signals as the Raiders on their sideline are waving to the crowd to get the noise level up, and they're responding.
Blitz.
Seaver went down. Andre Reed says he was knocked down. The official says no. That ball was perilously close to being intercepted.
Watch coming right up the middle. Both linebackers. Moss 99 is untouched. But it looked like there was contact. 36 McDaniel was the closest man to Andre Reed. No flag.
Second and goal from the 8-yard line.
Audible again, Don.
Crowd calls for intentional grounding, but Kelly positioned the ball very close to an eligible receiver.
Remember, the rule is if he throws the ball to avoid the sack, you can call the intentional grounding. But Thurman Thomas is just
quarterback was ruled in the grass.
In the grass.
Golick gets a sack.
So that's the third of the day. Actually, that's the way they used to call in the grasp a couple of years ago. This year, they've been a lot more lenient.
Open man. Incomplete. Lofton. Penalty marker is thrown.
Lionel Washington was the man in coverage. We've got a flag on the field.
Andre Reed threw his helmet after the play. They might wave this flag off, but we'll see. Is that what the call was?
Thurman Thomas's helmet is off.
They might be rethinking this if this is going to. Well, the flag was thrown because Reed threw his helmet.
That's a disqualification, I believe. Can be.
It certainly can be.
But Ronnie Lott not happy.
There is no foul on the play.
That's what I thought, huh? They waved it off.
It was not in anger over a call. No foul. Fourth down.
What was not in anger? Throwing the helmet?
Yeah.
What is it if you throw your helmet if it's not in anger? What is this, a shot put contest? Bowling? What?
Throwing helmets for distance and accuracy.
I see. I understand. Point out the bullseye out there for me.
11:59 to go. The Raiders have not turned the ball over, and the Bills have not sacked Jay Schrader. Norwood 0 for 1 today, but it was a 49-yarder. This is a 32-yard attempt.
Oh, hit the upright, came out.
Again, the Bills drive, and again, the Bills come away empty.
Honey, look what
comes with this new steak sauce burger combo. Coupons good at Kmart Photo Center. 2-for-1 prints. Discounts on batteries and poster enlargements, too.
We got a good thing.
Good? This is great. And you need to taste this steak sauce burger. Onion rings, cheese. You can't beat this.
Wanna bet?
Get a new steak sauce burger combo and pick up a great photo deal.
Your way, right away at Burger King now.
A lot of cars are taking aim at the imports these days. Well, one American car is very much on target. Buick. Here's their latest hit, the all-new 1992 Skylark. Completely redesigned with more power and advanced features like standard anti-lock brakes. Skylark for 1992. It's got everything you've been looking for, plus the one thing only Buick can offer you. Buick quality.
Because you believe these trucks shouldn't carry a spare tire.
It's the right beer now.
Because up here, crisp-tasting beer just comes naturally.
It's the right beer now.
Because when the whole gang gets together, there's no room for filling up. So reach for the Silver Bullet, the beer that won't weigh you down.
It's the right beer now.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Burger King, where you always get great tasting food your way, right away. By Buick and your local Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. By Coors Light, the Silver Bullet is the right beer now. And by the people of UPS, now offering next day air delivery on Saturday.
Here's the field goal attempt by Norwood. Buffalo fans saw this last year in the Super Bowl earlier today, and now another miss by Scott Norwood.
The Raiders will be looking to run the ball on the clock now with a 27-14 lead, 11:54 to play. Marcus Allen behind his interference, and he takes it across the 20 as we go to New York now for an update at NFL Live. Here's Bob Costas.
Looks like the Lions will finish the season unbeaten at home. They'll go 8-0. Watch this play. The Jets fumble. Tracy Hayworth picks it up, goes 28 yards for the touchdown. That widens the Lions' advantage to 34-17 at home in the fourth quarter over the Jets. Back out to the Coliseum.
Where with 11:24 to go, the Raiders have the lead and the ball before 85,000 plus. Raiders looking to go to 10-4 on the season and share first place with the Denver Broncos. The Bills will go to 11-3. Will have to win their next two games to be sure of the playoffs. Home field advantage. As we look at the starter 10-minute ticker, all the scores. Game clock running. 10:50 to go.
3rd and 2. You mentioned Raiders tied with the Denver Broncos, and the Raiders have 2 wins over Denver, so they win that tiebreaker. Yep. They have 1 win over Kansas City. They win that tiebreaker, and Kansas City comes here the last game of the season. This is a huge win for the Los Angeles Raiders, Don.
Their scheduling is tough, but we're a long way from having this won with 10:24 to play. Raiders with a power set. Double tight ends and an out-point the ball on the field.
Bills
Buffalo has the ball. So the first turnover goes to the Bills at the 28-yard line.
I think it was Darryl Talley that came up with it, Don. I mean, that normally doesn't happen with 10:14 to go in the fourth quarter. See if we can pick up what happened. Never gets the snap. It's kicked around a little bit, and it is Darryl Talley who comes up with the fumble recovery. Goodness.
Last 2.
Boy, you relax for a minute in this game, and that pointed ball bites you. You've got to treat it with respect.
The Bills are 20-0 when Thurman Thomas has rushed for 100 yards. Today he has just 47 yards running the ball. But they're going to be pitching now. Oh, no, they're not. Here comes Thurman Thomas as the Raiders try to take it right back.
Bills have moved the ball in the last 2 times they've had it, but 2 missed field goals by Scott Norwood, and the score remains the same. Not a very efficient offense here in the second half by the Bills.
Marker down, interception. The ball caromed off Lofton and was taken by Ronnie Lott. If the play goes for the Raiders, it'll be his 8th interception. He is the NFL leader, but there's a marker down in the Bills' backfield.
Hey, what do we do here? Did you see anybody tackle Ronnie Lott? Did they make contact with him?
I think Lofton did.
A guy discarded by the San Francisco 49ers now leads the NFL in interceptions with 8.
Tripping on the offense. Penalty is declined. First down, Los Angeles.
Marv Levy not happy. He wants to talk to the official. Lofton lets it get by him. Lott right there. You know, he was not tackled. He was knocked down by his own man. He was not tackled. I think that's what Marv Levy is complaining about. Nobody put him to the ground. They could take it out of his hands and run it in for a touchdown.
We asked California artist Ed Lister to give us his impressions of the all-new 1992 Buick Skylark. To capture the lyrical lines, the liquid flow, the dash of flair, and above all, the quality that makes this the Buick of its class. Did he capture Skylark? Decide for yourself. But one thing's for certain. Skylark is the Buick that will change a lot of impressions about Buick.
If your VCR is a pain to program, then get rid of it. And get the one from RCA with VCR Plus built in. To record a show, just look for the VCR Plus code in your TV listing. Then punch it in. It's as simple as that. So if you've had it with your old VCR, get rid of it. And get the easy-to-use RCA VCR with VCR Plus built in.
Your
this holiday season, give him a gift that will help bring you a little closer. The revolutionary Gillette Sensor.
The Black & Decker Air Station. It has all the pressure you need to inflate anything. Fast. The Black & Decker Air Station. Always at your service.
Again, we're going to watch the interception by Ronnie Lott. How about off the point? Was there contact by Lofton? Yes, you see the right leg. So when Ronnie Lott rolls over, or James Lofton, there is contact and he is down. 8th interception. What a player.
Only great. Maybe the only player that has been a first-team All-Pro player as both a cornerback and a safety. Did that in those championship years with the 49ers. 9:42 to play. Raiders with a 13-point lead, and they go to the power game. As rookie Nick Bell, all 255 pounds of him, takes the ball to the 20-yard line. Tackled by Shane Conlon to the Bills with a golden opportunity, and they cough it right up.
This has been a game of missed opportunities for Buffalo, Don.
Carlton Bailey assisted on the tackle.
Second down and 7. He gets out to the 25-yard line. Tonight, primetime begins with Erie, Indiana at 7, 6 Central on NBC. And don't miss TV's Funniest Family, The Torkelsons, at 7:30, 6:30 Central. Then it's the television event of the year when the Judds make their final network appearance on Hot Country Nights, taped prior to their recent pay-per-view concert. Plus Willie Nelson, Alan Jackson, and Eddie Rabbitt say goodbye to the Judds on Hot Country Nights, followed by an NBC world premiere movie that'll touch your heart. Night Court's John Larroquette stars in One Special Victory. That's tonight on NBC. Third and short. Schrader goes to the big guy. And Nick Bell gets to the 31-yard line.
I don't think he got it.
It doesn't look like it. He'll be about a yard short. Bills are sending their return unit out.
If you're the Bills now, you certainly got to be thinking about blocking the punt. You need the short field for the offense. Art Shell not happy that they couldn't convert that 3rd and short. Buffalo they're still in there plugging. Bennett makes the tackle. I think Buffalo would be all over this punt.
They want to be very careful not to jump offside. It would give the Raiders a first down. Punt downfield by Gossett. Here comes Clifford Hicks. He's had a big day. This time the Raiders shut him down. Cut off the angles and take him under at the 33-yard line.
Locker's got a new kind of Reebok shoe. They're not for stealing home, but for stealing away. They're less about the track and more about the field. They are about improving your time, but in a whole new way. They're for the times you forget how much you like to win and remember how much you love to play. They're the new sport casuals from Reebok, and they're at Foot Locker, where it all begins.
You'd rather walk than drive an American car. You think no American car can match the quality of an import. You figure if it isn't foreign, it isn't for you. You wouldn't give an American car the time of day. Well, in case you haven't noticed, times have changed. Introducing the new Skylark. This is the Buick that's going to change a lot of impressions about Buick.
I think they'll have shampoo there.
Might not have Head and Shoulders.
We're only going to be gone a week.
Right, a week. Head and Shoulders helps take care of the condition that causes flakes every day, because you never know. You know?
Head and Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Raiders continue to lead by 13 points. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy, an enormously important game for the Raiders. Should they win it and the Bills and the Raiders finish with the same record, and should they go to the AFC Championship game again, be here.
Not in
a
Western.
Whole new ball game.
Yeah, not in Western New York where Buffalo likes it. But look, as we said earlier, Don, winning the division last week just, in my estimation, took the edge off the Bills. There is no way against a team like the Raiders on the road you can come out here and play with the same intensity.
Bills can be assured the home field by winning their next two. As the throw goes to Thurman Thomas out to the 42-yard line, and you know next week it'll be the Indianapolis Colts playoff game. They're about as far from the playoffs as you can get. Could pick first in the draft. There's a marker down, but the Colts will be pumped to play the Bills, hoping to knock them out of home field.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, defense, number 70. 15 yards, first down.
Well, that's Scott Davis. We don't need any of that. At the end of the play, Davis comes from the far side. And he, well, I don't know that. I thought he treated him with a little respect there. Didn't just throw him down. Nevertheless, the penalty.
Lofton on a first down catch is ahead for almost 10 yards. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 6:55 to play.
Now, Don, you were mentioning earlier how dark it is. They must have heard you. They turned the lights on.
Lights are on, and the Raiders are running. Running up the score earlier. They hold to a 27-14 lead as the Bills look for the deep throw. Here's Kelly with receivers releasing deep. Long ball. Not close. Lofton turned out, and Kelly threw a fly. Bills a victor over the New York Jets last week. They won their first 5 games, did the Bills. Then lost badly at Kansas City. Marty Schottenheimer told us the one thing he found in watching the Bills offense and charting it, of the 160 passes Kelly threw prior to that game, only 20 of them were over 12 yards in length. He said the no huddle is a short pass offense. They stopped it. Another short pass, but it's good for a first down and a 3rd and 1 play.
Yeah, you know, Don, the other thing is that's McKellar's 10th catch of the day, Don. The other thing is this is a, with all the hurry up, it disguises a great rushing offense. The best there is in the National Football League. So they disguised a lot of things.
Kelly not even in the general vicinity of his receiver.
Well, I'll tell you what, Andre Reed.
On the same page here, these receivers and Kelly.
Andre Reed was wide open at the bottom of the field. Near side of the field.
And this guy's throwing flies.
Yeah. Andre Reed ran the near side pattern. He was wide open. The defensive back fell down. Kelly went to the other side.
Al Edwards, the intended receiver. Gary Lewis was with him, and again Kelly comes in high. So he's not lacking arm strength. In fact, he might have too much of it.
Edwards makes an honest attempt, but that was a deep pattern. That was a very deep pattern. Good pass protection. It's just not there. The edge is just not there, Don.
Kelly now 25 completions, 39 throws for 215 yards. Here's an open man. And the play is made at the 12-yard line. It's a first down for the Bills with 5:50 to play, an 18-yard gain.
Lofton's got to be very close to 1,000 yards now for the season.
This is the #1 offense in the NFL, down by 13. With that much time, they're not gone. Oh, dropped by Edwards. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 12-yard line of the Raiders.
Well, the Bills have come so close in a lot of instances today. There have been some receivers missed and missed badly, but look how close this one is. If he catches this ball, he scores. Not one of Jim Kelly's best performances this year.
But not over yet. Kelly with a throw, and Andre Reed is down to the 2-yard line. He looks to be just short of a first down.
Terry McDaniel on the coverage. Nice pick run by Buffalo. Reed slow getting up. Watch what happens. Watch the pick. See 46 on the inside. Torin Dorn picked off by the inside receiver, and the trainers are coming out to see what's wrong with Andre Reed. He looks all right.
The Raiders free safety Eddie Anderson has gone out of the game with a hamstring injury. He'll not return. As one of the best, there's Eddie Anderson. One of the very best, Andre Reed, being attended to. Did he fall on the ball, Trump? That'll knock you out.
I can't tell what he did. He got 1,015 yards at 35 years old. The oldest receiver in the NFL to ever go over 1,000 yards. This guy is in magnificent shape. Andre Reed, I think it looks all right. Limping slightly on his left ankle.
Game clock with 5:17 to play. The Bills down by 13 points, but now they'll send in a whole array of offensive players with 3rd down and 2 coming up for the first down, 3rd down and 4 for the touchdown.
They got the big people in there, Don.
Garner's the up back. First down Buffalo, down to the 1-yard line. Ellison makes the stop on Kenneth Davis.
Metzelaars goes in motion. The defense kind of looks outside a little bit. Nice pull by Parker, 74. He kicks out the defensive back. They're staying with the big people too here, Don.
Art Shell talking to us about Kelly. He said he's a guy like John Elway. He believes he'll make something happen. Right now it is Kenneth Davis down to the goal line and not in, and precious time ticks away on Buffalo. 4:30 to play.
Yeah, there's a guy they said wouldn't be back in the game.
Yeah.
Eddie Anderson.
He's out of play.
That pulled hamstring is all right, I guess, in the end zone. Davis goes up. Anderson hits him. It looks like he's got that ball in the painted part of the end zone. Let's see if we can pick this out again. He falls down on top of Winston Moss, 99, but
touchdown. With 4:06 to play, the Bills move back into the ball game, down 27-20 with the all-important extra point coming up. Should they be able to stop the Raiders and take it over, they could conceivably win with a touchdown and an extra point. But the Raiders will have a lot to say about that.
Kenneth Davis, 3rd touchdown. Gardner does a good job of getting a shove in there. He's obviously broken the plane. Well, for all the miscues that the Buffalo Bills have had today, well, they got 4:06 to go, and they're still right in it.
Play drive, 67 yards.
Oh, he missed it. He missed it.
He might not be kicking next week.
He might not be on the plane going back to Buffalo. Brad Del Weezo is looking awful good now for the Buffalo Bills.
So the best the Bills can hope for now is a touchdown, an extra point, and it won't be Norwood in all probability trying it.
Oh.
And try to go to overtime if they can get the ball back. You want to be fair, but that could be a career ender for Scott Norwood at Buffalo.
Well put. Parker goes over to him, 74. A kicker who misses an extra point in a crucial game is a lonely guy.
Talks to special teams coach Bruce DeHaven. I guess when it goes wrong, you don't know why it went wrong. I know Jeff Jaeger talking to him, Trump, as we look at the starter 10-minute ticker. Jeff Jaeger's having such a sensational year. Said the best advice he ever got was from the Raider Hall of Famer George Blanda. Jaeger said, I used to get so tight if I'd miss a field goal, feeling I had to make the next 10. Said Blanda told me, he said, what you do is you go out, you concentrate, you line up, and you swing your leg. If it goes through, that's what they're paying you for. If you miss, so does everybody else. You'll get another chance very soon. And he said, it really took the pressure off me with that thinking. Seattle's now gone in front of the 49ers. Norwood had been hot. He'd had some trouble early in the season. Missed 5 of his first 10. And he hit 9 in a row.
He's
Bills special teams get him. There's markers down, though, where the Bills lined up the kickoff. They were offside on the kickoff.
Marcus Allen was back there returning that kickoff. He gets up limping badly. Marcus Allen was back there on that kickoff, Don.
Offside on the kicking team, number 87. 5-yard penalty with a re-kick.
Boy, what an expensive choice to put him back there. That's the knee he hurt in the first game of the season.
It hasn't been 100% well, he told us Friday.
See if we can pick something up. Boy, something just gave way. I don't think anybody on the Raiders sideline realized he had done something.
It was Jamie Holland who ran it back, and Marcus Allen was in to block. Well, he's also an up back in case it was a short kick. They had a partial hands team in there, skill position players in case the Bills had it outside.
There's Holland. There's 32 making the block. Has somebody hit him?
Jamie Holland ran the kickoff back. Yeah. Marcus Allen was a blocker.
I could not see anything happen to him.
Ready to kick off for the Bills. Boy, puts a charge into that. That'll be tough to handle. They do, though. Napoleon McCallum from the Naval Academy breaks it out to the 32, 34-yard line. Coming up next Saturday on NFL Live, O.J. and Bill Walsh visit the 49ers training camp for a look at the state of the team that dominated the 80s. And then the 49ers, who've just fallen behind Seattle today up at the Kingdome in Seattle, go against the Kansas City Chiefs, who rallied to beat San Diego, as the Chiefs up their record to 9-5. They were in a tailspin, came out of it last week at Seattle and rallied to win today. The AFC West, one of the premier divisions again, almost short of sending 3 teams to the playoffs again, Trump. Denver 10-4. The Raiders with the lead and 3:46 to go will be 10-4 if they hold on. But the Buffalo defense will be hunting the ball. Cornelius Bennett.
And Buffalo with 3 timeouts very smartly stops the clock.
This is a 40-second timeout.
40-second timeout.
Remember our whatchamacallit?
We're here. Oh, check it out. Great. Bye.
How about that thingamajig? And that doohickey? At like you know who.
Bring the fish. I caught this one.
With what's her names?
You'll never forget your big moments with the new UC1.
Nice catch, Dan.
It's the smallest, slimmest Canon 8mm camcorder yet.
Oh, hi, Dad.
What'd you call the who's what's it?
The Canon UC1. You see one, you want one.
Marv Levy and his AFC champion Buffalo Bills up against it. They've beaten the Raiders the last 3 times they've played. But those 3 wins were all at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Now, with some misses, an interesting point you brought up, Trump, about 7 points missed by the place kicker, although one was some 49-yard field goal that was just wide.
Still, though, it was long enough. It was wide.
Raiders holding to that lead, now have second down coming up, and they need 13. Nick Bell. Bills get him. He got back a couple of yards. Game clock running down to 3:27 to play.
Look, this time Buffalo's choice not to call the timeout with it's 3rd down and 11 now. The 2-minute drill at the end of a half or a game, certainly when you're behind, is not a 2-minute drill at all. It's really like 3 or 3.5 minutes.
Raiders have gone to a power game today. Our NBC statistician Ross Schneiderman pointing out Raiders have run the ball 42 times, have passed it just 19. Those were the kind of numbers they had last year. And look at this play. Shooting the gap was number 46, the strong safety Leonard Smith. And now the Bills call a timeout with 2:47 to play, and the Raiders send out their punter. With the Bills down by 7. Looks like it's going down to the gun.
This is a 40-second.
A mistake was made. Okay, we forgot. We overlooked it.
Say you need something sent overnight. There are a few companies you can call. But say you need it Saturday morning, guaranteed. There are 2. But only one is so efficient.
Bobby, just give me a couple of minutes.
They get it there on time for far less, which is why to some, there is only one. UPS.
12. Who's 12? 40. Let's go get him on.
Walt Corey and his defense have stood tall on the most important series of downs, stopping the Raiders on 3 straight. And now the Raiders send in their outstanding punter, Jeff Gossett. Al Davis, he knows. We've seen so many, as Al puts it. They're all close in this league. Or so it seems. Here's a punt downfield to Clifford Hicks. A lot of room to run it back. When you dance, you're gone. That much room, he could have gotten more just sprinting straight ahead.
Well, but with the punt rush, Don, there's not a lot of guys back there to block for you. So he didn't do a bad job.
Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents more exciting NFL action beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. Then some of you will see the Houston Oilers run and shoot their way into the playoffs. They travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns. The Oilers, the new champions of the NFC Central. Others will see one of these matchups, all with playoff implications. New England at the Jets, Seattle at Atlanta, Miami at San Diego, a regional action. Check your local listings for the game in your area, as there's a Raider down now. Looks like A.J. Jimerson, backup linebacker.
He was on the punt coverage team. That last drive by the Los Angeles Raiders, 1 minute and 30 seconds of possession. So the Buffalo defense did an excellent job, giving the offense 2:36 to go here in the game, down by 7.
While A.J. is tended to by Doc Rosenfeld, we'll take a look at the 10-minute ticker. Redskins down 14-0, come back to win. There's a Super Bowl team, it would seem. San Francisco is now rallied. They lead Seattle. And Atlanta over the Los Angeles Rams. And that means that the defending Super Bowl champions, the Giants, are history from a playoff standpoint. A.J. Jimerson helped off.
Well, for what little Buffalo has gotten done offensively, to be in this spot is remarkable. First half, they had more return yardage than they did offensive yardage.
Here's what it's all about, though. While the Bills pay Jim Kelly millions, and he's well worth it. A throw and a catch, and the drive could be on as he goes to Thurman Thomas. First down, Buffalo out to the 48-yard line. Game clock down to 2:26 to play. Bills down by 7. Throw and a catch. Thurman Thomas is on the run. Dancing and driving and down to the 38-yard line. This is good for 15 yards.
Now, the reason this is working now to Thurman Thomas is that the Raiders' choice defensively is a 4-man front, 1 linebacker, and 6 defensive backs. Thomas has been open.
2 minutes to go when we come back.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes, 1986. The Jets send the game into overtime with a touchdown on the final play of regulation.
Touchdown! There is no time remaining!
As soon as we won the coin toss, I knew we were going to score. Everything was going our way at that point.
O'Brien's back to throw. O'Brien throwing long down the sideline for Walker. And he got it! Touchdown! The Jets are going berserk. They're bombing Wesley Walker in the end zone.
Recycling aluminum beverage cans can help save money, since they're worth more at recycling centers and at curbside pickup. Save energy, since they have more recycled content. They save landfill space, since more than 63% of all aluminum cans made are recycled. Yes, recycling aluminum cans saves more of a lot of things, which helps save one more thing. Aluminum beverage cans. Why in the world would you buy anything else?
Buick introduces the new Supercharged Ultra for 1992. With 20% more power. 205 horsepower to be exact. Ultra truly ranks among the world's finest luxury performance sedans. The new 1992 Supercharged Ultra from Buick. The new symbol for quality in America.
Stop by KFC for our holiday deals. For just $9.99, try a meal for 4, a variety bucket, or a bucket of 36 hot wings. These make great stocking stuffers.
The KFC holiday deals. Get them in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
How many times has Big Art Shell been on the playing field as a Raider? 15 years as one of the best tackles in the history of the game. And the Raiders turned it right around the day they named him head coach. Now he finds his team up against it. The #1 offense in the NFL moving the ball with the Raiders holding a 7-point lead. A blitz. Kelly releases. Man's open. Incomplete at the 5-yard line as they went to Andre Reed, and Terry McDaniel with that big burst of speed came back to make the ground up and cover.
There was pressure on Jim Kelly. Don Ellison, the linebacker, coming. Raiders taking a chance defensively. That was Jim Kelly's 46th pass attempt of the day, a high for the season.
Kelly's still alive. Here's a penalty marker, though. He throws, and Thurman Thomas catches the ball. Might be holding, though. At least Scott Davis of the Raiders is signaling that, but he doesn't count. Holding it is. Scott Davis was right.
That was a 16-yard pickup on a brilliant catch by Thurman Thomas. And by the way, the Raiders have gone back to the 4-2-5. They're doubling Thurman Thomas again.
Holding. Offense. Number 69, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
That's on Will Wolford. See if we can pick it up on the right-hand side. Yeah. You see Wolford just takes down Davis.
Second down, but it's now forever. 2nd and 20, or so it would seem forever. Kelly gets time, lets her go long. James Lofton can't get to the ball. As Kelly, with a flick of the wrist, sends it 65 yards downfield.
He also, you saw him raise his hand. He's taking himself out of the game. There was nobody to go to here. This is 2-down area, so Jim Kelly makes sure that it's not intercepted, takes a chance with James Lofton. And look at here, the Bills offense is ready at the line of scrimmage.
Steve Tasker comes in. You know he's going to be single covered. Kelly's taking a look at him. 3rd down. They need 20. He throws. Thurman Thomas will dance, and he cuts inside, and Thurman Thomas inside the 30 and very close to a first down. He got 18 yards on a 3rd and 20 play.
They got 1 timeout left. They ought to use it here.
They do. Yep.
Buffalo, their 3rd and final timeout. This is a 40-second timeout.
63-year-old Marv Levy. He aged fast in these. Pressure will be on the Bills. The Bills, if they lose, will still have a 1-game lead in that all-important competition for the home field. Bill Polian, their general manager, feels that the teams that could give the Bills the most trouble in Buffalo are definitely Kansas City, a team that can play and comes from cold weather that time of year, and also the Raiders. Napoleon said the Raiders are cold proof because they can run the ball so well.
Well, that may be true, but with Marcus Allen limping on the sidelines, I don't like that as you look at the where the AFC sits right now. They got Denver is up there, but the Raiders have all tiebreakers against the Denver Broncos. So at 10-4, the Raiders would be the division champion and Denver would be the wild card. 4th and 2 feet.
4th down, and if the Bills don't convert here, it's over. They convert. Not done is the great Andre Reed inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Wow.
Fabulous. 20 yards.
They would have settled for a yard and a half. Andre Reed turns it into a monster play. 36 McDaniel is the man in coverage. He and Lott knock each other off the tackle. He picks up the first down and he gets out of bounds.
Andre Reed's 7th catch. Now the Bills have it 1st and goal. Down by 7. 1:08 to play. A throw and ball is separated from McKellar by that master separator, Ronnie Lott.
The tiebreaker. There's Scott Norwood on the sideline. If he makes that extra point, this touchdown that they're driving for is a game-winning touchdown. Doran all over McKellar and Ronnie Lott. Times it seems like there's like 4 42s out there, don't they?
Yeah, it really. A plan B. 49ers didn't protect him, and he came back to Los Angeles, where he started as a collegian at USC. Here's a throw. Touchdown, Buffalo. Whoa. James Lofton with a minute to go. They pay him millions, and he's worth all of it. Jim Kelly and James Lofton, who was quiet through the first half, and now we have the all-important point after, and it's Del Weezo. Is that Del Weezo Trump coming out?
No, it's Norwood.
It's Norwood. All right, they're going with Scott.
Boy, can this kick erase some memories.
This would be for the game winner had he made his last extra point try. This crowd's not giving him any help.
Oh, he just made it.
A minute to go, and it's 27 all. And we could be playing football for some time to come, just like we like it.
Let's hope it does not come down to a kick. You see Lofton on the outside. 48 Washington in coverage. Lofton does not give up. Ball perfectly thrown by Jim Kelly. Absolutely sensational. 8 plays, 64 yards, a minute and 36 seconds, perfectly thrown. Boy, this team has got some drama in it, doesn't it?
They don't give up.
And looking back on this game, score tied. If it does go into overtime or they win, they've played poorly.
Oh, yeah.
And at some point, the Raiders have to say, look, this is a better team than we are.
And that extra point was good by maybe less than a foot. I mean, it was almost wide left.
Yeah, inflated to 13 pounds as opposed to 14 pounds as opposed to 13. It hits the upright and bounces out. Then there'd be something drive-by on the Buffalo Bills bench.
Now they're ready to kick it off by the Buffalo Bills. Brad Del Weezo ready to hit it downfield as Jamie Holland and Napoleon McCallum go back. A strained knee. We don't know how much longer that will keep Marcus Allen out, but he doesn't appear ready to play again today. You remember he was in on the last kickoff return to block. Del Weezo booms the ball downfield. And here comes Jamie Holland. A burner from Ohio State, but the Bills with good special teams play led by the Pro Bowler Tasker, who made the tackle. Stopped the Raiders inside their 25, and now they'll be pitching, trying to get in Jeff Jager range, and there isn't a better kicker in the AFC right now.
You think so? Well, I'm not so sure. I'd throw this ball.
Well, I tell you, if you flip a coin, you go with a tie, and the Buffalo gets the ball. They've scored their last 2 possessions. Could be lights out. You've got to try to get in field goal range. 55 seconds.
I don't know. This is a tough choice.
Bills with no timeouts if they should somehow get it back in an interception. Schrader has 3 wide receivers in the game. And he does go to the run. Nick Bell doesn't get much as he's hit hard at the 25-yard line, and 85,000 people boo the play call. But apparently, Trump, the Raiders are going to.
I think Archella's correct. I mean, take your chance. That they have a system in the first quarter. They ran the ball very well against this Buffalo defense. You take one shot at it at the end of the game.
Now they go long. It could be a pick. Intercepted by Clifford Hicks. He's back inside the 50. Still on his feet. He beats one man. Clifford Hicks is inside the 30. 18 seconds to play. He is inside the 15-yard line. And Buffalo has the ball at the Raider 13-yard line with 15 seconds to play. Nate Odoms is the man who made the pick. 37. Hicks is 27. He was back with him. But it's Nate Odoms who makes the play.
And this Buffalo team has got 9 lives. Goodness. That's just the 3rd pass attempt that Schrader has made in the second half. It's picked off.
And they got a kick right now. They can't afford to do anything with no timeouts.
Well, Del Weezo is on the field here to kick.
No, I think it's Norwood again. It's Norwood.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
The Bills cannot risk.
It is.
Bills cannot risk running a play because they have no timeouts. We still could go to overtime with Norwood kicking.
You know, all the kicks today that he's missed, except for the extra point, have been on the right hash. This one is on the left hash.
And the last extra point which he made was just inside on the left side.
He's 0 for 2 and a missed extra point. This is a 30-yard attempt. And man, have the Raiders allowed the Buffalo Bills back in this game. Schrader's only interception could produce the game winner.
This is the kind of effort that propels a team to the Super Bowl if they can win when they played poorly. Coach Marv Levy, who is schooled in special teams play, he was part of a Super Bowl coaching staff with George Allen at Washington when they went to the Super Bowl in '72. He beaten by the Dolphins 14-7. He was the special teams coach then. Frank Reich is the holder, and a good one.
The Raiders have blocked some kicks, Don.
Yes, they have. Scott Davis has been the man who's been best at it. Field goal attempt. They would give the Bills the lead with now the penalty markers down. Side judge runs in, or the head linesman.
False start. Offense. Center moved the ball. 5-yard penalty.
Kent Hull is a Pro Bowl player, but not having a Pro Bowl day.
Wow. I think this all started when the Buffalo Bills charter, the company they normally charter for, went out of business this week. They had to find another plane in 2 days. But he's got a chance to redeem himself here.
Be a 36-yarder. Norwood can kick it from a lot farther than that. Distance is no problem. Accuracy will decide this. No good. Norwood misses again.
That's 10 points he's missed.
It's impressive as a lot of his teammates coming out to say it's okay, but it's not okay.
It's wide right again.
Ten possible points he's missed today. So the Raiders have renewed hope with 11 seconds to go. It is almost definite we're going to overtime. Scott Norwood as perplexed as anybody in the ball yard, trying to figure out why. His worst day as a professional, but the Bills are still in it. We welcome those of you who've been watching the Jets and the Lions. This is Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. The Bills, after an interception by Nate Odoms, have just missed a field goal try from 36 yards out that would have given them the victory. The Lions a victor over the Jets today. And now Art Shell brings his team over as they'll regroup and get set for the coin toss as we're going to overtime. The game tied 27-all. The Jets going to 7-7, so their playoff chances about gone. The Lions, the final opponent for the Buffalo Bills on December 22nd at Orchard Park, New York, they become a 10-14.
Yeah, well, in this game right here, Don, big advantage Raiders because of the kicker. I mean, the Buffalo Bills have to feel like they got to get it to the 10-yard line or in the end zone to win this game because of the 10 points Norwood's missed. And in the case of the
Buffalo, it's your choice. Who calls? I got it. This is heads. This is tails. Will you call? Well, the coin is in the air, please. Tails. Tails is the call. It is a head. Yeah!
Raiders got the ball to start the overtime, and we come back. Bills, the visiting team, got the call, but the flip went the Raiders' way. We'll be back with overtime after these messages from your local station.
Monday, the Fresh Prince goes Las Vegas. Yeah! And the guy's on a roll.
Now who's hotter than Madonna in a pointy bra?
Yeah! Just check. All new NBC Monday.
Next. Next.
A death scene from Lear.
Next. Thank you.
No, no, no. If it's out there, it's in here.
Next.
The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
The art of listening is very important. You have to listen. If you don't listen, you're going to miss part of the story.
Come on, come on, come on, get up!
Television or Telecaster. Jukebox or box office. Spaghetti dinner or spaghetti western.
I'm the youngest and newest widow in Rivertown.
Blacklight or Carlsberg Light. This night has a different light.
The Buffalo Zoo lights up for Zoominescence, now through December 29th.
We're heading to overtime at the Los Angeles Coliseum, where the Bills have rallied from 13 points down in the second half with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to tie the game. But they also have been victimized by their place kicker missing 3 field goals and an extra point that would have been a game winner. And as we look now at a 10-minute ticker that will include all the scores of the competition today in the National Football League. San Francisco has held on, rallying back and forth at Seattle, and has beaten the Seahawks 24-22. Next Saturday on NBC Sports, you'll see Kansas City, a come-from-behind winner today over San Diego, go against the 49ers at Candlestick Park with NFL Live beginning at 3:30 Eastern Time.
I don't know what's going on today. We've got 3 overtime games, 2 finished, and this one about to begin.
Percentages are usually with, as you know, Trump, the team that wins the toss and gets the ball. As Scott Norwood, who had that field goal just veer a bit right, a field goal that would have won a Super Bowl, having a worse day today. Bills are 5-0 in games they lost the coin toss in overtime. Maybe this is like they like it.
Maybe so. Today, as opposed to Norwood, he's Norwooding. 3 missed field goals and an extra point.
Norwood indeed. Napoleon McCallum is back now for the Raiders along with Jamie Holland. Brad Del Wieso, the designated kickoff man for the Bills. He's not tried any field goals.
That may change.
You can't believe it won't. Booms it into the end zone, and Jamie Holland downs the ball for a touchback. And the Raiders go 1st and 10 to start overtime at their 20.
The Raiders have already been in an overtime game this year. They beat Seattle.
Yeah, they were down 23-0 at Seattle, I think. 20-0 came back and won.
Yeah. Bills have not had an overtime game. Always tough for coaches to decide in this overtime period what you want to do. I mean, Jay Schrader in the second half has thrown the ball very little.
His last throw was picked off by Nate Odoms, run back in field goal position, and then a Norwood miss. Now the Raiders get another chance, but they have the long field to go, starting at their 20-yard line. Schrader, coming off a 3-interception game last Sunday at San Diego, has thrown just 1 today.
He's also only got 3 pass attempts in the second half, Don. 3.
See if there was movement in the Raider offensive line.
I think Dick Hantek just said false start.
False start. Offense, number 65. Prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Max Montoya, you know, the last 6 drives the Raiders have had, 3 plays and out.
The Raiders have been in a world of close games this season. Buffalo only in 2 with that number 1 offense. Now the Raiders have to go 1st down and 15. Schrader, they get him back at the 13-yard line. First sack of the day as Bruce Smith comes crashing through.
Jeff Wright was also there. You can see Schrader being very, very careful with that football. He pumped about 4 times and then pulled it down, and this Coliseum is quiet other than the boos. And Bruce Smith comes from the outside on Wilkerson. He's there. Jeff Wright's already got him.
Bruce Smith gets everybody. He got all 4 of them, including his own guy. If in doubt, get them all. 2nd down and 17 for the Raiders in this tie game in overtime. 27 off. Schrader airs it out deep. Tim Brown going for the ball. Picked off by Mark Kelso. It's a clean interception by Mark Kelso, the free safety, at the 36-yard line of the Bills. So Schrader playing error-free ball through almost 60 minutes of play. Now his last 2 passes intercepted.
Kelso came from 40 yards away to make this interception. Goodness. Since the first half now, Jay Schrader is 0 for 4 throwing with 2 interceptions, and the Bills have the ball back. Look at that. This game, first half to second half, has totally turned for the Buffalo Bills. There's the resident choir boy of the NFL, Mark Kelso.
Jim Kelly sets his team. Here's a blitz. Kelly releases against the blitz. Andre Reed comes down with the ball. There are penalty markers down. And Reed limps off. He's had problems with an ankle or knee as the game is worn on.
How did he catch that?
I don't know. Kelly put it there and it stuck.
Yeah, I think this is against the defense. Jerry Robinson pulled down Keith McKellar, it looked like. That's a 30-yard pickup if the reception stands.
It's going to be interesting now, Trump, to see if the Bills just run their offense and try to run it right into the end zone.
They have to.
And not try a field goal.
You can't put the ball on. You can't put the game on Norwood's foot. There's Andre Reed on the sideline being looked at by several people.
"31-yard pass play as the Bills are in long field goal range, but maybe there's no such thing today for the Bills, as they have fought back one of the most spirited efforts in the history of this franchise, coming from way down. The place kicker missing field goals, missed 3, missing an extra point that would have been a game winner. Still they keep coming back to try again.
You know, there comes a point where
You owe your team more than another chance for a guy that's just having a bad day.
The kicker doesn't even want to take the field. I mean, he didn't want the next kick on his foot. Scared to death of it.
The missed extra point, though, was what really hurt, because that would have given the Bills a 28-27 lead and ultimately the win.
I've not heard anything from Dick Hantak. Don't know what the situation is here. Please help us.
There is no foul on the defense. The defensive player ran on the field prior to the snap. However, he is not restricted to be inside of the numbers. That rule only applies to the offense. We have first down, Buffalo.
Makes sense to me.
I'll take his word for it.
Whatever's fair.
How did he make this catch? What concentration. McDaniel 36 right there with Andre Reed. That's Kelly's 56th attempt. 32 completions. All highs for this season.
First down from the 34-yard line. Thurman Thomas with a blocker in front. And Thomas, the NFL's leading rusher, weaves his way down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Time of no concern now as we're in overtime. 13:43 to play in it. As you know, in the regular season, if they're still tied at the end of a 15-minute overtime period, it counts as a half game won and a half game lost for each team.
Look at this. They continue with the hurry-up offense in overtime. Amazing.
It ain't bad, right? It's been in the red zone the last 2 times.
It's working.
Field goal drive. Back to the run on 2nd down and 4. They take it down to the 25-yard line. It would be a 40-yard field goal. 50-yard field goal from here. Apparently Norwood's gotten the word from, but he's the guy. He's looking like it on the side unless he's leaving. Bills are definitely going to try to score. Touchdown.
Blitz coming, Don.
Thomas. So here's a big 4th down now for Buffalo.
Well, what do you do?
Thurman Thomas's carry is just short of the first down.
What do you do?
Normally it said, here comes the holder and here comes the kicker. Marv Levy said he's my guy and I'm staying with him.
Wow.
He can make a lot of things right after a wrong day for hard luck Scott Norwood. The line of scrimmage is at the 24-yard line. You had 15 out of that. Be a 39-yard attempt. It's no problem for him as far as distance.
I think the fans are yelling Norwood.
Raiders might try to ice him.
He's done a great job of that himself.
And you see they're just short. Well, he can boom it. There's no problem with his distance. Wide right and wide left. This is the game on the line once again for Scott Norwood and the Buffalo Bills. Coach Shell ready to come out there and try to block it himself. Well, they're positioning the ball to be a 41-yard attempt, and the Raiders call timeout. That won't be the last, I don't think.
Los Angeles, their first timeout.
This is our vision of what a luxury sedan should be. Not because it offers rich leather and anti-lock brakes, but because it comes standard with an airbag on the driver's side and the passenger side as well, creating a luxury sedan where even peace of mind is shared. The new 929, the first luxury sedan from the new Mazda.
It just feels right.
The Raiders got the call from the sideline. Big Art. Shell starts signaling, call a timeout. Give this guy something to think about if he doesn't have enough already on his mind. Scott Norwood.
I don't know if maybe they had 10 guys on the field. I'm not sure. But he desperately wanted that timeout.
I think he just wanted to have Norwood more time to.
Awful tough spot for the kid, you know. You'd like to have amnesia right now about this day. First kick of the day is to win the game in overtime. Forget the rest of them. Listen to the fans.
One thing, the Bills defense has certainly given the offense chances, and the offense has certainly set up game-winning chances. Norwood's loose. He's had a lot of chances today, and he's been swinging the leg on the sideline. Frank Reich is the holder, the backup quarterback who's been so successful running the Bills when Jim Kelly's gone down briefly with injuries. Adam Lingner is the snapper. Reich's a quarterback. Who knows?
I'm pulling for him.
Everybody is. These 85,000 Raider fans. Here's the kick on the way. It is good. And Scott Norwood gets one last chance and makes it pay. A 42-yard field goal, as despite miss after miss, Marv Levy stays with him for another game-deciding try, and Norwood finally comes through. As in the second half, Jay Schrader, who played so well in the first half for the Raiders, Schrader was 0 for 4 throwing the ball with 2 interceptions.
That's home field advantage for the Buffalo Bills.
They need one more.
Excuse me, one more. Yeah, if Houston lose, that's right.
Norwood with another chance. This one was a little bit to the left, but well inside the upright.
Well, that certainly wipes out all the rest of them. That's got to be the play of the game.
Harvey.
Yes. He goes from Norwooden to Great Scott.
That's it. Now we're going to take a look at the Cannon camcorder replay of the game. The decider.
In overtime.
Snap and set down good as they've been every time.
His 4th attempt is finally good, and he knows it immediately. Finally, he says, thank God the thing goes in, it wins the game.
So before 85,000, the Buffalo Bills upset the Raiders. The employee owners of Avis salute the game's MVP. Scott Norwood is the winner of the We Try Harder award. He surely tried hard. Avis, the official car rental company of the NFL. Despite their great record, the Bills came in here as an underdog, and they rise up, come from behind, and